What are you waiting for?
Come join the Geek Drums Nation. Well, hello.
Was that shorter than normal? Isn't the intro normally longer than that?
I just noticed. I'm always drinking something.
This is a 3Dubs made a. This is like season. That's the new season 4 intro.
Oh, okay.
So he shortened it.
I swear.
I think he took out what? Who did you take out?
Everybody.
Yeah, I didn't see anybody in that. It was just like
Buddy,
pictures of it.
Taz.
Oh,
Canada crabs.
I'm waiting for the voiceover where Lance talks about like with the Flash voiceover. He's like, I'm a drummer and I work for a living at the church. I also enjoy this, that, and the other, and this is my story. And then
that's a good idea. That is.
Wouldn't it be fun? You should do that.
Oh,
I'll do it. What's up, Comic Nation Gaming? Today, we will be talking about Loki and other things because, well, for majority of us here, we have been kidnapped by Peter Parker and Miles Morales and Venom. Like literally, we've been kidnapped by them. I've been glued to my TV.
All week has just.
I had to force myself to put that damn game down.
Yeah, we didn't want to make videos. We didn't want to go to work. It's just been all week. It's just been Spiderman.
No. Y'all didn't make videos. I did mine already.
I'm not gonna. I made my notes.
I was responsible. Thank you.
I made my notes last Thursday, but I'm like, I don't want to go in here and start recording and then have to keep editing. And I missed the time for me to go pick up the game. So I'm like, I'll do it tomorrow. Started playing the game. So I was like, I'll do it the
Y'all
next
putting
day.
off laundry, dinner. You're like nothing.
No, I put off laundry I was supposed to go find a dryer from my new house.
You're probably wearing stinky clothes right now because you don't have a choice. You're just wearing stuff off the floor.
My daddy told me, he told me yesterday, he said, after you drop the kids off at school, we're going to find a dryer. I'm like, but it's Wednesday. I'm off. I was going to just go. He said, no, we're going to find a dryer. Right. I was gonna put in some hours on Spider-Man tomorrow, but I guess not. I'll do it tonight. Don't worry about it.
There's a lot of people that were like done like on like day one, and I was
I saw like the entire movie, like all the cutscenes were already uploaded. Somebody like sped through it or whatever.
Yeah,
I can't do. I want to experience it. Like I was thinking about streaming it, but I'm like I want to enjoy this game. We've been waiting so long for it. Yeah. Let's enjoy it. Like I'm not gonna sit down there and just grind out the whole game to 100%.
That's why I don't review some shows. Some shows I watch, I just want to enjoy them. I don't want to necessarily talk about them and break them down.
But when you get it, soon as I know what suit you're gonna use right off the bat when you get it. As soon as you unlock the TASM 2 suit, that's gonna be your main suit. That's what I've been doing. I've
heard there's some ugly suits in there. I haven't seen it yet. There's one
looking one.
There's one I've heard they've got like one with Miles with it's cut off on the top like the Kid Flash suit, and it's got like
apparently that's his like in canon new suit for this universe. It's so ugly.
Why?
Because I'm like I've seen like several different clips of the game, and he's always in that suit at the end of the game.
No.
Like, why did he think that was cool? Like, I'd rather him go with the 10th anniversary suit that's also in the game.
His OG suit is so swaggy. Like, I don't know why you would change it up so much. Like,
I didn't like that they changed it in the movie to just like straight black with red streaks in the arms and whatnot. I didn't like that.
I like the movie one.
I like the first one.
Fight. Come on.
I like the original suit. I want to still see the Spider-Man esque-ness of it all, if I can say it like that.
He likes the Generation 1 suit, the first one.
But he don't gotta be like Peter. Let him be swagged out, man.
I mean, I get that, but
cool little spider emblem and everything. He black, man. Leave him be.
He's actually black and Puerto Rican, but
he still got style though. Not saying that nobody else don't got no style. Let me know.
I mean, has everybody seen the everybody's seen like the post credit for the game already, haven't they?
No.
Yeah. I would say you probably there's people in the chat that probably haven't seen it, but I've seen it already.
When y'all see it, y'all are gonna scream for joy. Like me personally, when it comes to games, I don't get because I want to see how we get to that point.
Yeah.
Like it's so many things in the game I'm looking forward to doing.
Oh, so you haven't finished, obviously. Yeah, you haven't finished. So you saw the post credit scene before you finished the game.
Yep.
Wow.
But I know, but the thing is, I had a feeling that they were gonna do that because in my mind, I was thinking like, where can they go next? How can they top this? And I'm like, I mean, they have to do such and such at some point.
Yeah.
We hear talks about them always talking about like, is the next game going to be like purely Spider-Verse?
Hmm.
Is
I
it
would hate that.
is it going to be two? And this game did a good job of shutting up all those weirdos who say Miles isn't Spider-Man, because Peter calls him Spider-Man like literally every time.
Oh
they're in
yeah.
You know,
Like, and that's
I'm
what I
waiting.
like.
I'm waiting for Miles to get something that just says Spider-Man. Like, don't put Miles Morales in the title.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
call it Spider-Man, and don't even mention Peter. Just make it all
Yeah.
Miles. Like, I would love that. That would be so fucking dope. Also, if they want to do a game like this with the Spider-Verse, just do a Spider-Verse game and use these characters in it. Like, don't make it Spider-Man 3. Just make it a Spider-Verse game so you can have Spider-Gwen or any of the other characters from the movies.
There was also talk about doing a Venom one.
I'd take a Venom game
We're going to be
as long
waiting.
as you can eat people.
We're going to be
I was like,
waiting for
it should be mature so we can rip people's heads off.
It's going to be 4 or 5 years before we see the next one, whatever it is.
Oh, yeah.
They don't know the Wolverine game, so it's going
Wolverine's coming out
Yeah,
in 25, right?
I think.
The Wolverine game will be out before
like
we start seeing movies
PG-13.
again at this point.
Wait, how did those meetings go? I haven't heard anything yet.
Still the same. I mean, look, at this rate, everything is being shifted. So I would not be shocked if like we talked about 2024 being dry for TV shows. Now it's going to be dry for movies.
Yeah.
There's going to be nothing except for reality TV. That's pretty much it. And indie films.
The
Thank God I
A-listers
got
want
basketball.
they want Fran Drescher to like just make a deal. Like George Clooney offered like to fund the whole thing. So it's like, why wouldn't you just take it? But I
Well,
get
the
where
reason
she's
why
coming
is
from.
even though the actors are on strike, what people don't realize is they were essentially unable to work when the writers and the directors were on strike. So basically, the actors have been on strike almost as long as the strike has been around. Because unless a script was already made, they weren't working on anything.
Yeah.
So the actors have been struggling. Like, I don't know. I mean, I still support them and stuff. But some of the stuff they're doing is dumb, like the Halloween costume thing. Like that seems to be really stupid.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds and
Yeah.
Mandy Moore called them out though. So,
But you know why they're doing it? They're doing it because they don't want actors to sneakily promote their stuff. Because you imagine like Brie
Sure.
Larson wearing a Captain Marvel suit on the picket line.
Yeah.
That would be like
Yep.
promoting the movie. So that's why they did. All they had to say simply was,
Yeah.
"Don't promote your own materials." That's all they had to say. They didn't have to say like, "Don't wear Barbie" or whatever. Like that movie's already made
From
$1
this
billion.
Marvel suit, not Captain Marvel. I'm
Right,
fine.
yeah.
It's not a
Listen.
big Marvel movie.
At this point, she might not wear any costume because she's thinking about quitting Marvel.
I don't
that's just
believe
a
that.
rumor.
Yeah, I don't believe that at all.
Bro.
I think that's
That's not true.
People being weird.
If every actor who's been targeted by a toxic fan base
yeah.
quit, we would have no films.
I don't know. This Marvel check's clear too. That's the thing. The Marvel
Yeah.
check's clear. So for me,
I'm
like,
not saying nothing.
I
You
mean,
ain't
Ty's
worried
might be
about
right.
them.
She might want to walk out, but then Marvel might be like, "Look, here's another $500 million. Are you
Yeah.
going to stick around?"
It's a
And she
reason
might
why
say,
Monica in the movie.
right. Well, look, I would not be mad at Monica taking over and having her own movie. By the
I
way,
wouldn't
I think
either.
that would be great. So, like, make her Captain Marvel. I'm good with that.
Are we excited about the Marvels?
I am,
I am.
but the hype
am.
machine is down. Like the thing
Yeah.
is, Marvel can't promote the movie properly, so
Yep.
it's going to affect the movie. The sales are going to
Yeah.
be down on this movie, and that's the point of the strike. I said this on another stream. I was talking to some people about this. Like the unfortunate reality is, this is why the strike is happening. They want the properties to be hit with financial problems, and so this movie's not going to do well because of that. So technically, it's a success. If it doesn't, I mean, if the movie doesn't do well, then the actor strike accomplished what they wanted, which was to show Hollywood that they matter. I mean, to be honest, like nobody's promoting it. Like,
Yeah.
I can't imagine how it would be for Brie Larson. It's one thing because she's been in so many movies, but this is like Amon and Tiana's first like major project, and so for them not being able to promote it, just like with the whole Blue Beetle thing, like he's been in TV shows, but he was not a big movie star. So this sucks for them more than anybody because Brie Larson will still be cashing checks even if this movie doesn't do well, but it might not work for the supporting cast. So it sucks, but it's the reality. But I'm gonna go see it. I've already got my tickets and stuff.
Yeah.
I like in my area, the tickets aren't even like selling out like that. So I was just gonna wait until this
Yeah.
weekend to grab them.
Same here.
I guarantee we're not going to see any movies perform well until actors can start promoting them again. All these movies, unless you get like one weird film that just like horror movies. Like for example, I think the Exorcist movie that did really well recently. It was like a 30 million budget, and they did over 100 million or whatever.
Yep.
Horror movies are immune to this shit. Like horror movies just perform well all the time. So
cheap too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like big budget movies like the Marvels, like if you are $100 million plus film, good luck in this market right now. That's all I gotta say.
I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's for This is for a 6 p.m. showing. My fingers are greasy.
Oh, those the chairs?
Yes, that's a 6 p.m. showing.
Yeah. I don't
no chairs taken up.
9.
If we had an actual promotion cycle right now, I would say the movie is probably going to do really well. But since there's no promotion cycle, the movie is just going to do what it's going to do at this point. I mean, there's not a lot you can do about it.
So is marketing still expensive, or is it just like this? Is that the promoting stuff? Like how?
What do you mean?
You know how the budget for the movie?
Oh, there's probably no promotional budget for this movie at all because there's nothing to promote. I mean, they're paying for ad space, but all the normal stuff you pay for is not happening because there's no actors to go out.
So would you say that if it makes the budget, it's broken even?
A little bit more. I would say it has to make probably about 50 million more than the budget to because I would say they probably spent about half on advertising. Darren, were you going to say something? What did you have to say?
Yeah, I mean, like this has been a really weird project because like a lot of these projects that we've gotten in the last like 2 or so years have been leading up to this, like WandaVision, Miss Marvel, Secret Invasion, like a bunch of these, like this movie is a sequel to a bunch of projects we've already seen. So there's also that bit of like, well, I haven't watched the show that she's in, or I haven't watched the thing that they're in, and I didn't see Secret Invasion. So there's also a lot of people who are like, well, should I even see this movie? And then there's the people, the idiots online who's go watch women superheroes. Like,
I don't like women.
I mean, it's true.
Yeah. That's insane to me, bro.
Yeah.
Look, I'll say this: it's really weird to me to watch a bunch of men not want to see a woman lead a film.
Yeah.
Like that's a little weird to me. The other thing I want to say is, and I'm working on this video. This is like a preview because I'm trying to change my content on my channel, but it's more long form stuff. But I'm doing a dissection, like essay, almost documentary video about how COVID killed Marvel. And I do believe that COVID was the big thing that kind of screwed Marvel up.
COVID killed a lot of things.
It did. And I'm going to talk about that in the documentary. I've got interviews that I've got lined up. I've got some stuff set up to go. So it's going to be on my channel. But I do believe that like Marvel had a pattern with the way they did things, and COVID just it threw it out of whack. And ever since phase 4, it's been like this. And I actually have proof that their sales were impacted by COVID more so than like a female-led movie or whatever the problem may be. I think there was a lot of other factors into it, but I do believe that Marvel's biggest villain arc has been COVID. I think COVID killed Marvel as a marketing machine. Personally, so
I always find it funny when COVID happened and a woman-led film fails and they're like, "Ha! See, I told you." I'm like, "You didn't tell us shit."
You know what else? Marvel. I mean, COVID also killed DC, but
in a different way, though.
They slaughtered the CW.
That's the thing, Darren. In the video, I mentioned that the Arrowverse was also killed by COVID. Like the more you look at it, like if you look at where we are now, because when it first happened, we weren't totally sure if that was the deciding factor. But the more you look at it now, we're a couple years out from it. You can clearly see that COVID basically ruined things because 100%. The business was not prepared for it, and that is why it happened the way it did. But not only that, the whole woman-led thing about Black Widow, I'll be honest with you. I know Black Widow had an end credit scene that connected to something else outside of like, where it was chronologically. But Black Widow was a phase 2 movie. That's when Black Widow should have came out, was in phase 2. Coming out in phase 4 definitely hurt Black Widow. Definitely.
Especially after she was already dead.
It's between Civil War and Infinity War, so shouldn't it have been phase 3?
Well, I'm saying in general, a Black Widow movie should have come out in phase 2. Not necessarily this movie, but just a Black Widow movie, I believe.
And also it did that like half and half thing with like Disney Plus and the theaters. Like no one actually went to go see it in a theater, which I bet didn't help it either.
That's what killed Warner Brothers stuff. That's why they stopped doing it in general.
That was so dumb.
But since we're on trend here, we got the special effects going behind us and everything. I will say that Spider-Man has sort of thrived recently. Like we've had a lot of good Spider-Man content between the Spider-Verse, between No Way Home, the video games and stuff. I feel like and the cartoon that's coming out. I don't know when that's actually coming out, but the one they're working on or whatever. But I feel like Spider-Man has been sort of immune to any of this because almost everything Spider-Man related has done really, really, really well. It just goes to show why he is the number one most popular superhero in the world above Superman and Batman.
I've also said over the last couple of years that I think people are wanting non-MCU Marvel things. Like it's very fresh to be like, I can love these Marvel characters, but it doesn't all have to be in one universe, right? Just these one-off stories that people love as well.
I think also that was the benefit of the Netflix stuff. Looking back at it, I think the Netflix universe benefited from being its own sort of little pocket space because it did reference the bigger universe, but all the stories were contained within New York. And I think that was interesting that we had these characters that lived in the universe, but they weren't buddy with Captain America. And it was fun to see Daredevil with Spider-Man, obviously in the movie. But at the same time, I think those crossovers are fun, but I don't think everything has to be connected at the hip. And I think that's the issue. Really.
Yeah, I mean, I would argue that S.H.I.E.L.D. thrived once it kind of got away from a lot of the Marvel stuff. Like 4, 5, 7, like those are like my favorite seasons.
The best thing that happened to S.H.I.E.L.D. was when S.H.I.E.L.D. died in the movies and they had to pivot on the TV show. That's when S.H.I.E.L.D. really thrived. So
I'm actually really glad that the people don't know about Spider-Man right now because Daredevil would be awesome team up.
It's going to be a lot of cool things to happen
game?
with.
In the movies.
MCU. Like it's gonna be, we're finally gonna be able to get those literal friendly neighborhood Spider-Man stories that we see in the cartoons and stuff. Like it was cool to have him in the MCU to be integrated to to know everything. They can pivot from I don't know if John Watts is sticking around for this new trilogy.
He is.
Okay, we can pivot from, he can change his vision from okay, let's just toss him in there. Tony Stark's his mentor of this movie. Nick Fury, aka Talos, can be his mentor.
That was a part of the deal, though. They had to put a character.
But I'm saying, but now they can pivot from that.
And that's not still part of the deal.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it's not because it'll still be. Too, but still, because I mean, it could actually make for some interesting storytelling. Now you can add that in too because you could be like, "Hey, I know you, but you don't know me." So it could add to his awkwardness because we can see he's a little bit older. He'll still be awkward, but if he's like runs into
that's still around though.
Sam Wilson.
He don't know Sam like that.
He does know Sam though.
No, he don't.
Yes, he do.
Not like that.
He can
probably met him once, dude. Come on.
Still, he can be like, "Oh my," he's like,
outside of Doctor Strange,
off screen, he probably met him a bunch of times. You never know.
Outside of Doctor Strange, he didn't meet anyone.
I was gonna say Doctor Strange is probably the closest character he knows that's left in the MCU.
Team him up with Wong for an entire movie. I'd pay money for that. I would love that.
I would love to see Spider-Man and Shang-Chi together. That would be a good movie too.
So he could teach him the way of the spider.
Yeah.
I want Spider-Man and Miss Marvel. I think they would be really fun together.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Except for Pierre would be flirting with her.
No, I don't think he would because he'll be like
he's older now. He's like
20 something, and she's in high school.
Did you see some of the stuff that's coming out from like behind the scenes now that like in the beginning of the Spider-Man movie, the 8 years later card was wrong?
Yeah.
They confirmed that. That was one of the theories we had. Yeah. When the Spider-Man movie came out and it said 8 years later, everybody was saying it had to be like 6 or 7. It couldn't have been 8 because they were running it up in their head or whatever. They said that the directors did get it wrong, that it wasn't 8 years, that it was an incorrect title card in the movie. So they did confirm that. The other thing is, I truly believe that the reason why we had Spider-Man sort of have everyone forget Spider-Man at the end of No Way Home was because the initial plan, now based on like actual legitimate information, was that they wanted the Avengers to be Spider-Man, Black Panther, Captain Marvel, and basically Sam as Captain America. That was the original idea for the next level of the Avengers. But obviously, Chadwick passing away put a damper on all of that because they couldn't move forward with that. So they weren't going to make Shuri because Shuri doesn't really know the other characters like that. So they couldn't do that.
Is Shuri even still like does she even want to be the Black Panther? Like,
I don't
canon?
think so.
I think she'll be Black Panther while M'Baku runs Wakanda.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like she just wants to. It seems like she just wants to be left alone.
She doesn't want to be like king or queen. I think she'd want to be Black Panther still.
Yeah, it seems like she just. But I would love to seeing Shuri like team up with Spider-Man. That would be cool. Like the two genius characters, add in Ironheart. Let's just have a Genius Kids movie.
You know,
a Genius young
I mean, they're trying to do a Young Avengers lineup. I mean, that's what they're
Yeah.
trying to do. I actually think at this point, to be completely honest, I think we should have already had a team up movie, a big team up movie now, with all these characters, at least half of them, like a Civil War.
I think that should have been Secret Invasion. I think it was right there. Like, come on.
Yeah. Well, Secret Invasion, apparently there was a lot of drama about that because everybody kept dropping out of the project and they ended up having to rush to get it done.
Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah.
And there was a lot of rewrites that happened with Secret Invasion. Secret Invasion to me was probably the biggest disappointment in a recent Marvel project. I feel like there was just maybe I'll go back and love it, but I don't think so.
I won't.
I loved those first 4.
Yeah,
really
the beginning of it was good. I thought we were leading up to a mystery.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like they stopped halfway through. They like made half of a show and they didn't finish it.
The first half of Secret Invasion felt like a phase 2 Marvel project. And then it just fell apart because then they were like, oh no, phase 4. It's like we went from like the phase 2 vibe to the phase 4 vibe and it just did not work. It like
please don't get me started on that idiot president and him disarming his literal handicapped bodyguard. Like, why is your Secret Service member in a sling protecting you? Why are they pushing you down a hospital hallway in a gurney? Boy, put him in a wheelchair that was literally right there.
I am not one to like get pedantic about stuff. Like I typically try not to anymore because I used to do that back in the day. But there is some stuff in Secret Invasion that just does not make any sense. There's some stuff in there that does not make any sense. And you know, one of the big ones for me, I think, was even having all of those DNA things saved. Like I was like, why is this a thing? Why is this happening?
Opens up a lot of stuff.
I mean, what was the point of that? That's like some Batman having all the weaknesses of the Justice League shit, holding all that information secret. Just and why there? You're in space. That's the safest place to put it would have been at the space station where no one can get to it. It's literally there. You mean to tell me that like no one ever thought about going to the grave of like a relative of someone like him, where you might actually find the DNA of every superpowered person that's ever fought on Earth? Come on. I mean, it's just it's the comic book world. Like, give me a break.
And a lot of those powers are redundant because a lot of them are technically the same, and even
a lot of them don't even make sense either. Like, how do those powers even work?
Well, first of all, Asgardians are just enhanced. They're not enhanced. Asgardians are just stronger and powerful because they are. Mm-hmm. They're not powers. That's just who they are. So when you have the like, apparently they have to like focus to use the abilities or whatever. So what? Sometimes you're as strong as Captain America. Sometimes you're as strong as the Hulk. Like, how does that work? Like, it just didn't make a lot of sense to me. I really feel like they were trying to cook and somebody just started throwing ingredients in and they just said, we'll run with it. You know what I mean? With Secret
seriously
Invasion.
Though, they did not think
how you get
what
Groot's
president.
DNA? How do you get Groot's DNA?
They said he left it on Earth.
No, he's saying like he's not even organic. He's a
it's a tree.
They needed something to substitute Mr. Fantastic's powers.
That's stupid.
But it was also dumb. Like, I'm a stickler for details, and I'm just saying, the only president that I could see having that blunder of disarming your own Secret Service member would be Joe Biden on accident. Okay,
he fell up a flight of stairs.
You're in the bed, you're in the gurney, and you look at him. Give me your gun. He only has one arm anyway. You took his only method of defense. Give me your gun. I'm the president. I said, I don't care if you're the president. You're not authorized to use this. And then then Don Cheadle's just sitting there like, what are you doing? And then don't get me started. First of all, if you're supposed to be pretending to be this person, you should know that War Machine has never acted so flamboyantly,
right?
Ever. she was giving off so much sass. I'm like, okay, I get it. You're supposed to be Rhodey, but not Rhodey. But at least make us seem like we're crazy for thinking you're a squirrel.
By the way, I want to point out that the entire point is to be subversive and not be caught. And that person, whoever she was trying to impersonate, was not Rhodey. I don't know who that was, but it was not, because like early on in the series, matter of fact, the conversation that he was having with Nick, I was like, that's not Rhodey. Exactly. That's definitely not Rhodey.
I literally thought he had so much character development that he wasn't like, because years passed and like from Civil War where he broke his back, I thought that was the defining moment for him to be like a dick throughout the series. So I literally thought he was just being a dick because he broke his back. And so, the scroll thing was actually, I didn't know until like when he showed it. So I was like pretty shocked.
Combination. I'll say Rhodey has been sassy, but not to the. He's always had like a funny, smart remark, but this was more like dickish and showing up drunk, like drinking a whole fifth, and then just showing up in front of the president and talking, and then being shocked when he says, "Take a mint." Like, you didn't check yourself before you left?
I forgot about that. I forgot about him being drunk when he went to work or whatever. That was funny. So.
Like, Rhodey would never do that.
Yeah.
He would put a password like War Machine Rocks, all caps. It's a password.
I'm like, what is going on? I said, that was so... I said, this is so obvious. And then they ended with the president declaring civil war on all alien life. So you got people running around like that scene. I'm like, ooh, dang! Like,
so I guess New Asgard.
He's got to handle
like
that.
Is New Asgard done? Because technically Asgardians are aliens. They're not from Earth. So,
and I know people ain't showing up to New Asgard just guns a blazing.
No,
he would piss off Thor.
No, not even that. They just be dead. Okay, Valkyries.
Kevin Feige also said that all of the other shows are technically branch timelines. An interview. So he said everything that we have seen is a branch timeline, which would explain why Daredevil in our timeline is similar to the Daredevil in a branch timeline, because they're both basically they both had a very similar storyline.
Except the one in the MCU is a ballerina and a gymnast and very flexible.
Well, I think
Foggy and Karen are dead.
Yeah.
I hope they change that.
That's so dumb.
That. I mean, here's the deal. Like, I don't know how they're going to address that, but I do know with them going back with like a proper showrunner and redoing the show like in the way of a normal like TV series seems to be a good thing. I know a lot of people keep dishing on them for this and saying, "Oh, this is proof that it sucked." Look, I don't care why the reason is, because I think ultimately going back to the way shows were, like the Netflix shows with showrunners and actual storylines and stuff, that's the way these shows should be. These little 6-episode things that feel like extended movies, they need to get away from that. It doesn't work for every show.
Comic Nation Gaming says, well, you could say that the alien human civil war would be exclusive to America since New Asgard is in Norway. That's true.
Except they proved in this series that they don't care about boundaries. They were jumping all over the earth trying to do things. Like they went to Chernobyl to go after these people. So I mean, like, I feel like we could say that in theory that's probably true, but in practice they don't give a damn about borders. They're going everywhere.
So is Secret Invasion?
They shot that lady because they thought she was an alien that just ran away. I said you didn't even stay to see if she was an alien or not.
So is Secret Invasion a branch timeline?
No.
Just Humans is thank God. That's why we never see that show again.
And Humans is Luke Cage is, which explains why a variant of Cottonmouth is Blade.
Shield is so weird to me because it was literally a spinoff of Avengers. It started off as a spinoff.
So
Cloak and Dagger.
This will still be my theory about Shield forever.
Yeah,
I feel like Shield was in the normal timeline to start with, but then when they did that time travel where they went to the future and came back, that's when it became a branch timeline. So I think it did start out in the main continuity and then it changed at some point. That's my theory. I'm gonna run with it because it makes me feel good about it. So
I like that theory. I so wanted Shield to be canon. Like I fought that fight for years now.
Yeah.
But honestly, now I just want like Chloe back. Like give her a
Yeah.
anything. Like do what we're doing with like the like Born Again stuff, but do that with Shield. Like just give Daisy a
I mean,
project.
technically, couldn't they just have a version of her show up that's been in
Yeah.
Shield? I mean, they
Yeah,
could do
100%.
that. So,
and I will be happy. Like I will be. At least it's something. You know what I mean? Like,
And you know what I realized? That means that Coulson's just still dead.
in the main continuity, yeah.
Well, maybe not. Like
In the main continuity?
Well, I mean,
Oh yeah, because he's not there anymore.
I mean, it depends if you count the first couple seasons.
Well, yeah, because Tahiti program brought him back, but now he would be gone because they're in a branch timeline, so he probably is gone.
Yeah. Well, technically, he's gone either way.
Right. True.
Well, yeah.
True.
So Anthony Beltry says Ironheart is going to be 6 episodes. Echo
well,
is
yeah,
going to
they're
be
already
5.
filmed.
So yeah, they're already filmed. We're not going to see any changes until like the newer shows. Which
Agatha's going to be an old style one. It's not going to be done in the new style as well. They're talking about all the new stuff.
Watching Echo?
Of course.
I don't know. Like I want to see it, but I have no faith in it. So it's been too long. This is the reason why I did that video about COVID killing Marvel, is because you cannot tease a character like Echo in a show that came out 2 years ago. It just doesn't work.
It's really been that long. That's crazy. It's really been that long.
I'm actually kind of concerned about Echo because Echo seemed like this like larger thing that was going to like lead into the like Daredevil show, and now that that's all scrapped, I hope nothing in there they have to scrap Echo as well.
I have a theory about that, Darren. You ready for this? I think the reason why Echo is being treated the way it is because there is some lead into the Daredevil show, and now that they're changing the Daredevil show, they decided just to dump Echo.
I would not. I hate to say this. I would not be completely shocked if they like Batgirl it and just be like, "It's gone. Oopsies." Yeah. And like that would suck. I don't want that to happen.
As long as they bring the actress back, I'm okay.
I would think a whole show
that's kind of
focused on that demographic would be. I think it's going to be hard for some people to follow.
I think Marvel needs a street level set of shows that work with characters that are street level and doesn't have to tie into all the big stuff. Like I feel like that's what I loved about the Netflix show was that the Netflix shows, people had powers, but they stayed in their areas. They fought around their areas. They were like the friendly neighborhood heroes in their communities. Look at Luke Cage. Luke Cage was a hero in his community. He might not have been known around the world, but people in that area knew about Luke Cage. He might not have been the Incredible Hulk or Iron Man, but people in Harlem loved him. And the same thing with like, Hell's Kitchen and Daredevil. Same thing with Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones didn't even want to be a hero. She kept getting stuck in situations where she had to be. She didn't want to be a hero. We're not going to talk about Iron Fist. But Daughters of the Dragon. Daughters of the Dragon. Give me a Misty and Colleen show, and I will watch it all day. I love those.
Low key, Misty could come back because her show where she's playing a judge is in its final season anyway, so she could come back and be Misty. That's all I'm saying.
Look, if anything that good. Look, I will say this: 2 things about the street level shows on Netflix. Iron Fist season 1, garbage, trash, throw it away. It was an awful, awful show. Season 2 had the stuff with the Daughters of the Dragon, which I really loved. And I loved Iron Fist once he was paired with Luke Cage. I think the 2 of them worked well together. But separately, Luke Cage was good. Iron Fist was not. Finn just did not have it. I don't know if there was a swag that was missing or what it was, because Iron Fist is supposed to be this playboy character who gets like enlightened by being in a spiritual realm. And it wasn't giving me that. It was giving me like I'm a TikTok person or something. I don't know. It wasn't giving me like that at all.
So did anybody else hear that Wonder Man was?
It's a rumor. I don't know if it's true or not, but
it's a very high rumor. I doubt this is true.
I hope it's not true. I was actually looking forward to seeing.
Look, Yaya was going to kill that role. He was going to kill that role.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
I mean, it's just burning money. Like, there's no reason to scrap it. Vision Quest I could maybe see because it didn't even like start yet, right? It hasn't even been filmed or anything.
We don't need it.
Look,
just bring White Vision back.
Well, that's what I was going to say, Lance. Like, here's the deal. I like Vision. I think Vision is interesting, especially with Wanda, because in WandaVision, it was very cool to see all that. Yeah. And the White Vision is a very popular character from the comics. But let's be clear here. That story, there's no way they could do what Vision did in that story because they are not set up to do that. All the characters connected to that from the Avengers are either old as fuck or dead. Like, they can't do that story. And Wanda's gone. So, well, gone, as in like we don't know when she's coming
I was
back.
about to say, well,
I would like to see Vision paired up with like some Iron Man shit. Put him in Armor Wars, like make him a character in that. Put him somewhere where he can connect with other characters. Because I will be honest, a Paul Bettany Vision that isn't the one that we know is not going to be very interesting in a TV show.
I think you bring up a good point where, like, we're at a point with the MCU where they'll give any singular character a project where, like, I almost think that they should take, like, the Arrowverse approach where they will do certain characters' arcs and storylines on another person's project. Like, not every single character needs a show. As much as I would enjoy certain characters, like, Ironheart is a character I'm very excited for. I don't know if she needs her own show. I don't know if that's a thing that we need.
Look, Stranger, I liked Iron Fist season 2. I thought it was a vast improvement to season 1. I still think Finn didn't nail the character. That's the problem.
He didn't. Like season 2 was more of a Colleen Wing and Misty Knight-esque show. Like Daughters of the Dragon, like you said.
If you wanted to give me, look, this is what they should have done with the Netflix shows if they still had the IP. This is me like making content for them, okay? They should have done Luke Cage season 3 because I was down to see him be a villain. I wanted to see that whole arc happen. Spoiler alert for Luke Cage. I would like to see that. After that, they needed to do a Heroes for Hire show with Luke Cage and Iron Fist, the two of them together, doing their shit as Heroes for Hire. I think that would have been really dope. Just roll Iron Fist into a Luke Cage show. I'm down for that. And a Daughters of the Dragon spinoff series with Colleen and Misty. Those should have been the shows they spun off because Jessica Jones was ending no matter what. Season 3 was the end of Jessica Jones. And Daredevil could have gone on. They were setting up the whole Bullseye arc. That could have happened too. We could have gotten another Defenders series because that first one was bunk. I didn't like that first one. I think the first one was Daredevil 2.5 and they didn't even do that very well.
Yeah.
So for me, I would have liked to see another Defenders come out, but this time with some proper shit, like a real Heroes for Hire tie-in. Jessica Jones wasn't going to be there. Then we'll have Daredevil in there. We'll have the Daughters of the Dragon in there. Make that the Defenders. Bring Ghost Rider in. Robbie Reyes, Ghost Rider. Roll him.
Bring Cloak and Dagger.
He was so good.
We needed more Cloak and Dagger.
Oh, man.
They were just getting started.
People might love Johnny Blaze. I'm going to hurt some feelings. Robbie Reyes, Ghost Rider on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is the best live-action Ghost Rider we have ever had.
We've almost had a show. He almost
just
got
better.
a series.
And he's stronger than Johnny in the comics too.
Not only that, but when they were, look, this scene for me absolutely peak MCU television when they got Ghost Rider locked in the Hulk-proof cell, and they're like, that cell can stop the Hulk, and Ghost Rider's like, you don't understand. The spirit of vengeance gets what it wants. Period. And he breaks out of the cell because that is how he functions in the comic books. Like he is the one person when you want somebody to go toe to toe with the people you cannot defeat, you send Ghost Rider.
Yep.
You do not beat Ghost Rider. Period. That doesn't happen. People do like Superman versus this person, Batman versus this person. Send Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider versus Superman. Who's gonna walk out of that one? I can guarantee he's not killing Ghost Rider.
Oh hell no.
I would be like, they should have sent Ghost Rider to deal with Thanos.
Yeah, they could have. Ghost Rider.
They could have.
They would have been like, "Oh, I'm snapping you out of existence." Really, the embodiment of vengeance. A demon. You're gonna snap me out of existence. Guess what? It doesn't work. Bye. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what would have happened. Like straight up, Ghost Rider is broken. He's a broken street level character, but I would have loved to see him in the Defenders. That would have been fun because then they could have gave them like a really big monster to face off against or a really bad villain to face off against. Ghost Rider has so much lore. You could have brought in Ghost Riders from other periods in time. There's so many things you could have done, and they slept on that because they gave us that dumbass Hellstrom show that was a piece of shit on Hulu that nobody wanted to see. Instead of just giving us the Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider show, which would have been printing money for them because everybody loved that character. Yeah. How stupid was that? That was so dumb.
I agree.
And it's also very, I guess, a double-edged sword when you think about it, because Ghost Rider isn't a good or a bad guy.
Right.
He's like, he will turn on the heroes if he sees he needs.
Which makes him really interesting. Right.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, the whole Ada thing on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was a better Secret Invasion story than the Secret Invasion story was.
Yes.
I wish that Secret Invasion was just Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because it would have been they would have done it 10 times better.
Look, Taj
on 22 episodes? Bro.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. created the novels, like the novel storytelling that superhero shows have. And that season was the Ghost Rider and the LMD arc.
So good.
Yes. Season
good.
4.
I
of
love
S.H.I.E.L.D.
the life model decoy arc. I love that arc.
That
I mean,
whole season was just fire, man.
I think season 4 of S.H.I.E.L.D. is better than the entire MCU.
And why did Shield do Inhumans better than Inhumans?
All right, well, I
Yep.
don't know about that.
No,
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
did do.
oh,
They
yeah,
did do. They did do
I'm
Inhumans.
not defending the Inhumans. Look, this is
They
not me
did
going
do
out on a limb with
Inhumans. They
them.
did do Inhumans
They
better.
did
I
it better
give them
than
that.
the Inhuman show.
Yeah.
I would have much rather them just did mutants. Mutants would have been better, but I
Yeah.
mean, it is what it is.
Mhm.
They
But yeah,
can't
looking
use
back
any
at it,
mutants yet.
could you imagine Spider-Man? Okay, so Spider-Man at the end of No Way Home, the one that we have now, the friendly
Yeah.
neighborhood Spider-Man. How cool would it have been to see him interacting with the Defenders heroes
Mhm.
and Ghost Rider and the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. people? That would have been such a good fit for him.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would have loved to have seen that. Could you imagine Quake and Spider-Man together? That would have been
Quake and
fucking
Matt.
amazing.
Yep.
That would make me combust.
I
Like,
honestly
it's
want to
so
see
many
a
good
Human
things that we
Torch
could
and
have.
Spider-Man team up too.
Human Torch would have been fun.
Yeah.
Look,
Oh,
people
that
hate
definitely
those
would have been a
Fantastic
good
Four
duo.
movies. Like, I'm not going to defend
I-
those
I
either.
love those
But I will
movies.
say the vibe of them, the campiness of them was intentional.
The
But-
first one is enjoyable.
It is. And the second one, look, I did not like Galactus. This is not me saying Galactus was good.
I
But
thought
Silver
Surfer
Surfer
good.
was dope as
Yeah.
fuck.
He was.
No, why did Fantastic Four do Super Scroll better than Secret Invasion?
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
Johnny
Human
had
Torch-
all
Yeah.
when Johnny
Yeah.
had all the powers in the final fight, I loved it. Like that's
By
my
the way,
favorite part of
there.
the movie.
Look, I know the special effects are outdated, but if you have a chance, if anybody watching that has a chance, just go on YouTube and look up the clip of the Human Torch versus Silver Surfer. That is
It
one of
goes
the
hard.
best
Yeah.
movie
Yeah, it was
clips
dope.
from like a superhero movie.
I have
Because
a
he's
question.
like, look, I can fly, I can do all this shit. And Silver Surfer's like, you don't understand. I'm a herald of Galactus. I can phase through stuff. I can literally do almost anything I want, which is why, again, like with Ghost Rider, Silver Surfer's another character you don't fuck with in Marvel. You just don't. He's powerful. Yes, he's
Yeah.
on a surfboard. It's corny as fuck, but it doesn't matter. He will beat your
Mhm.
ass.
I think it's cool. You know.
When
And
he
did you know that
when
Lawrence
he phased through the
Fishburne-
building and Johnny was like, "Whoa." I love that. I love Fantastic Four too. Like the
Yeah.
first two Fantastic Four movies, like you said, they may be corny, but give me that cast.
What about
Any day.
Fan Four Stick?
No.
I
We
fell
won't talk
asleep.
about that one. We won't talk
That's
about
the
that
first movie
That's-
I fell asleep in. That's the first and only superhero movie I fell asleep on. Like
That's
seriously.
the first movie that I was thinking about walking out of.
Oh
And
my
I
god!
couldn't
one.
because I
That
don't
is
have
the
a
first
car.
movie I walked out of.
How about you and how
I
about you
couldn't
and
because I didn't have
Dave
a car
watching?
at the time.
We should sue that movie for assault. That's what we should do. We should take
I
it to
walked
court.
not-
out. I walked
The
out.
thing
How-
not wearing pants. Like
How
whose
did the
idea was that?
Fantastic Four 2005 do so much better at special effects than they did?
Because the second
Yeah.
Fantastic Four movie by Josh Trank, the second franchise or whatever, he wanted it to be more like a horror movie. He had a vision of it to be more like a scary horror movie, and the studio was like, "No, we want it to be like the MCU." So they came back in and shot like the third act of the movie. So that's why the movie is one way all the way up until like the third act, and then it just becomes
Lance,
like,
why
completely
are you
different
trolling?
movie, so.
Huh?
Bring it up, Three
Why are you
Dubs.
trolling? Why are you
Bring up,
trolling right now?
bring up the tweet I sent in.
Why are you trolling right now?
What, me? I didn't do
I have
anything.
receipts.
No, why are you trolling?
I have
What?
the receipts.
Would you deleted the tweet now?
No.
Well, oh, I
better
was
not have.
joking. I was joking when I posted that.
Nah, because you know people on Twitter will take that literally.
I put. I'm
What did you
lying.
post? Hold on.
No,
wait,
somebody
wait.
said like it was that post where it's like
Pull it up, Three Dubs.
like a film that you'll defend no matter what.
Bro, no.
What?
Bro. Just look at the
What?
thing, yo. Like, no.
Wait, there's a better. Hold on, let me find it. Let me see.
I was so excited when I was like Michael B. Jordan's gonna be Johnny Storm. I was like,
That was
that's
great casting. too.
that's great casting.
Yeah.
But the fact that he couldn't turn his fire off and he had to flip a switch, I'm like,
was
that's
so
so
bad.
dumb. So he's just on fire 24/7. Okay.
Trying to find the shot. There's a picture here. You have to show it.
He
Hold on.
looks so old in that picture.
By the way, like I actually think the casting for the most part in the 2015 movie was okay. I think it was a really good set of characters. I think unfortunately they got stuck in a franchise that was going absolutely nowhere.
Comic Nation says if you have Michael B. Jordan in your superhero film and it's still bad, that's insanity.
Nah, real.
Yeah.
His
I agree.
mongrel, his Black Panther role.
Killmonger, you called him
Yeah.
mongrel.
I'm like, That's a future role that I want to see him as a Superman
look, I just
villain.
want to share that. Look at this version of the thing here. Like this is sad. Like pull this up on the screen. Like come on. Like that looks. Is that a tree? I don't know what that is. Like it just looks
He's
so
not
bad.
even. He's not even orange.
I also want to point out that the suits looked. Look at that suit. How awful
terrible.
looking is that?
Because he could, and I'm like, okay, cool. They've had their powers for. You mean to tell me he still can't control his body?
Yeah.
Like, and then the face, the face shifting thing. I'm like, well, that's a random use of his powers to be hiding out. Makes himself look like a Mexican. All right, that's weird.
The whole thing is weird. That is like there's a lot of lessons over the years of stuff you should not do. One of the things studios don't seem to understand is if a movie is going to be good or bad, you need to just let the director figure out how they're going to do it. Because how many times have we seen movies where the studios come in and screwed with the pacing, screwed with the editing, and the movies fail? It happens more times than not. So just do not let studios stop meddling. Just hire the director you want, let them do their job.
Yep, I agree. But I mean, that's wishful thinking. It's like like will that ever happen? Like we learned that lesson
Stargirl
with
goes hard with special effects. I don't care what
Yeah,
anybody
it looks
says.
amazing.
in any day. Like for real, like there's compare Solomon Grundy to season 7 Fuerza.
Can we not?
Even Doomsday looks better than Fuerza.
Doomsday looked amazing. I think Doomsday looked good.
Yeah. But there are two shows within the Arrowverse or the CW era, whatever, that always go super hard with their special effects, and that is Stargirl and Superman and Lois.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I miss
And
Superman
sometimes
and
they
Lois.
even use practical effects, like him lifting up a truck. They use wires to actually, so it's not CGI.
Also, you know what else doesn't miss? The costumes on Stargirl and Superman and Lois. They never miss.
And they burnt them. I hate that they burnt them. That is so dumb.
Stupid.
Yeah, that was very stupid. Why?
I wanted the Wildcat outfit.
You know what really goes hard? The Chillblaine suit. That one goes real hard.
Definitely.
That's the dopest costume.
I'm gonna wear that when I get cold.
They really had this man outside
with a jacket you can't even close. It doesn't have buttons or a zipper.
I really,
it's just
really
wide
hope
open.
they gave him hazard pay.
Look, it would make sense if he had cold powers, but he doesn't. He was using cold technology. What is that? Why are we advertising Discover card?
This stream is fun.
So pivoting. Oh, well, since we're still technically in the Marvel thing and we're going to be pivoting towards Loki, I saw this today and it was interesting. Miles was gifted a vampire hunting suit from Blade.
Yeah, I saw this.
And this goes hard.
He's pretty much a vampire slayer right now.
Oh my God. Would it not be cool if the way they differentiate him from Peter is they make him more of like a vampire supernatural type hunting Spider-Man? That would be ideal for me, because I can imagine him going after because that would tie into the whole Morbius stuff, not the movie. We're not talking about the movie. That could tie into the whole Morbius thing and make him more like a vampire. They could even give him like vampire hunting weapons, like straight up magical weapons and stuff. That would be real cool. Like I'd be totally down for that.
Time.
Let's not make it more.
Stranger has jokes. You know what goes super hard, and I know every time Link sees it, he moans, "Oh yeah, the Cecile suit." Please don't remind me about that leather blue thing with wedges.
You know what actually goes hard, and Lance will totally back is the Batwoman suit from season 3.
Yeah, she was good.
She's in a Christmas movie coming up that I will be watching.
Now,
I know. I saw.
Javicia having input on the way that suit looked, she was like, I'm gonna look good from every angle. Like, no matter where I'm standing, no matter what I'm doing, I'm gonna look good. You're not gonna see me because you know how sometimes Grant will be moving a certain way and people go, oh, look. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though he worked out and he had the physique going into that final couple seasons, people still try to nitpick the suit. You could not do that with the Batwoman suit.
Nope.
Like,
she has my vote for Storm. She has my vote for Storm.
Aren't we supposed to rank suits?
Oh yeah, that'll be next stream.
God damn it!
But yeah, she had the better Batwoman suit. She even
was
made
the better
Ruby.
Batwoman.
She made Ruby's suit look better because
Let
they
me
gave her the original cowl back and not the dumb one with the neck cut out.
Let me just say this also. One of my favorite scenes from Batwoman. Man, we're all over the place today. One of my favorite scenes from Batwoman is the greenhouse scene when she jumps down in the cave. Kind of
So good.
That is one of the best Bat Family scenes we've ever had on TV.
They started giving her way better stuff,
Yeah.
like the cape. They gave her the Batmobile. What would you call it? Compact sedan.
Listen, bro, it don't matter. She got around with that joint though.
She definitely did. She definitely
She had a
did.
Camaro.
No, I will say, just reminiscing on Batwoman. Batwoman, like season 2.
You got him started.
What have you done?
Season 2 went so hard in the back half. Back half being the ideal portion. When they finally started saying, okay, you know what, we're gonna focus on the title character and not focus on Kate. When Luke got shot, oh wow. When Luke got shot, that was
That's
tough.
what I said about Batwoman. One of the dumbest things was how much time they spent on Kate in the second season. I get it. I mean, she was the character that was originally the lead. Like they've never really done anything like that. That was the first time we've seen like a superhero show just switch things up. You know what I mean? They're like
second time.
Which one was the first one?
The first one was the Superboy. They recasted the lead actor.
Nobody cares about Superboy. Are you kidding me?
And then the second one was Jimmy Olsen and Lois and Clark.
No, again, nobody.
I'm just saying that they did it.
No, he's
Those
talking
are
about what they.
castings. This is you're literally scrapping your whole lead and starting over.
Yeah.
from scratch.
Yeah,
That-
no one has
that's
ever done that
literally-
before.
right.
Superboy was the lead. You know,
No,
the
they're
original
saying you're
actor.
starting from a.
Weren't you the person that said that Andor doesn't count as Star Wars because it has lightsabers? Just be quiet.
Right.
Okay? Just be quiet.
3 Dubs. We're saying you're switching characters.
Yeah, no.
Superboy was still Superboy.
That is
Jimmy
the
was still
equivalent-
Jimmy.
That is the equivalent of like Tyler leaving, being like, I quit,
Yeah,
and
I'm
then
talking about
bringing in
another actor.
Supergirl.
I'm talking about another
Yeah.
actor not only coming in to replace the character, but being a different character altogether.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Gotcha.
So, and lightsabers. But back to what I was saying, man, like this is that like not only did Javicia come in at the end of a show that people thought was not great,
Yeah,
Because I hated it.
considering Kate or whatever, they also she made the show better. Like when she was finally given the opportunity to just be Batwoman and just be Ryan Wilder, she made the show better. I still don't like the name Ryan Wilder, but
Yeah.
I think she ended up making the show better. That's why I think season 3 for me was the best season of Batwoman, because it really was just about her and this team dynamic.
She probably would have
Season
made
3 was
Gotham
so
Knights
good.
better.
Oh, 100%.
I said that they should have just incorporated that storyline into
Yeah.
Batwoman, and just have like new vigilante characters come on.
I like Gotham Knights, but like
No,
there is
no.
a finish it. You can actually watch it. You saw like
You said-
mine is
not
Andor,
worth
yours is
finishing.
Gotham Knights.
why do I have to finish a show that's mediocre? at
Darren's
best?
like,
I'm not
hold on,
doing
there's a hill over here. I'm gonna die on it, and this is Gotham Knights. I'm gonna go over here and do this.
Gotham Knights had like the oddest season. The first 2 episodes were cool, and then when
Yeah.
you get to the severed heads that nobody smelled with their cell phones in the boxes
you.
that nobody heard.
That's
nobody
the
heard
one thing
more
you took
reasons
away
not
from
to
the
watch
whole
it,
no,
season
no.
was the heads.
Darren. They said I've been calling his phone all night, but the phone was right there in the
And I
police
said
station that
it's
his
dumb.
people in.
I've admitted it's dumb. I just don't care. It doesn't bother me like it bothers you.
It should.
Lance versus Darren, everyone.
Then
I know.
the dumb conversation.
Three Dubs ringing the bell.
Harper and Cullen, they're in her
Yeah.
ex-boyfriend's gang's little
Listen to this.
Shelter
Look,
thing
you're
or
already
whatever.
the story's
you're
already gone convoluted. The story you're trying to explain it, and it already doesn't make any
yeah,
sense.
they're sitting there having a conversation about why they weren't defending each other because one was I'm like, what is you're about to die? What does this have to do with it?
You're doing one of those math memes where like everything's flying past your face and you're trying to figure it out. It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
That's
with
how
Gotham
bad
Knights.
I couldn't remember. But I will say, when it got to the finale with the Talons, the finale part got me. Now, was I sitting there like, dang, I can't wait for next season? Hell no. It didn't captivate me that much. I just thought the finale was cool.
Look,
I thought Carrie's mom was
I'll say
gonna
this, if
die. I
Gotham
thought that was
Knights
good
would have came out in
storytelling.
2015. It would have been a hit show.
Yeah,
if Gotham
yeah.
Knights would have came out in
Yeah.
2015, it would have been a hit show. Look, Todd's like, no, I don't think so.
everybody
feel like
calling
Gotham
me an
Knight-
idiot. Everybody
need
was
to get
on
Taz on
Twitter
here.
talking about some. They're
Call
gonna have
Taz
real
up.
suits.
They came out with Gotham in 2014. So
That's
Yeah, it
true.
wouldn't have worked.
That's true. But look, by the way,
Gotham was a
like,
better
okay,
Gotham
all right,
Knight
so here's,
than
here's my
Gotham.
question.
It
Everybody in the chat here. My question is Gotham or Gotham Knights? Which one was the better show?
Gotham.
If you had to pick.
Gotham.
Gotham easily.
I'll take the first season of Gotham Knights over the first season of Gotham.
He,
I don't like the first season of Gotham.
Wow. that's a hot take. That is a hot take.
But season 2 onward, I take Gotham.
Can we, no, Darren, I will shut you down with this. Batman was drugged, and he did not know he was drugged.
Yeah, that's dumb. But also, Gotham done a lot of dumb stuff too. Like
Damn.
Gotham gets dumb at times.
Darren,
Okay,
Not
I'll
that dumb.
agree. I'll
Like,
agree with
it
that.
gets-
They
I'll
do get
agree.
dumb.
I'll agree.
That dumb,
Gotham
though.
did a
Come
lot of
on.
dumb stuff, but having, first of all, Batman's bat suit. First of all, the cowl just being this.
Yeah.
So in your office, you keep that paper mache cow, the bat wing,
Sitting in a display case. Sitting in a
gigantic
display case.
batarang, and then the gun that Joe Till used to kill your parents. You just keep that right there.
Hmm.
You just keep it there. That's it. You don't get your suit. Your
That's how he
suit's not-
stays brooding. Lance, don't you understand? In order for him to be brooding, he has to constantly be reminded of like everything that's ever affected him. You just don't get it. You're not a Gotham
And they
Knight
shot
head.
him, and then they
and
shot
how
him, and
did
then
the
they
police
painted his
department?
blood on the windows.
You're not a
and then-
hashtag Nighter. You're not a Nighter. That's what they called themselves, the fans
And
of
then he
Gotham Knights.
falls out
Nighters.
the
You're not a Nighter.
There.
I'm like, the
okay,
makeup
to be
was
fair,
terrible.
there
When he
are
talking
fell
about
out the
fans.
window, he should have splatted. He did not. He only had blood on his neck. You just
Didn't
fell
get
out of a
hit.
three-story
Yeah.
window.
All right, so
How did the kids find the Batcave so easy by just like knocking down
Can we
wine
just
and it
stop?
just going under the
Oh
cabinet?
my God.
okay, so what's a better show, Gotham or Smallville?
Smallville.
Smallville.
You're never going to turn me
hold on,
away
hold on,
from
hold on.
this.
Taj is thinking.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Season 4 of Gotham, all of Smallville, and then the rest
Smallville.
of Gotham.
I don't know.
Taj, Gotham or Smallville? How are you feeling about this?
I don't like those first like 3 seasons of Smallville. They got
Ooh.
repetitive.
Ooh.
They got repetitive. Like the meteor
Fight,
freak
fight.
of the week thing, I was just like, I'm kind of bored. But like once we got like what's his
You
name,
have to
Bug
grow with
Allen,
it, you know.
and all of
People
that
are
stuff,
pleading with you, Darren.
I
To
was
stop.
like, okay, I like this.
No,
But
this
nah.
is my stream. I'll throw my hot takes.
I think Smallville overall.
I never
is
do
better,
this.
but I don't know. I personally would rather watch Gotham. I can admit something is better though. Smallville is better, but I'd rather watch Gotham.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Who's the better Superman, Tom
Me.
Welling or Tyler Hoechlin?
I know.
Well,
I know.
Tyler
I,
Hoechlin, because Tom Welling was
It's-
Clark Kent.
Yeah, he was Clark Kent. So you
That's why I
can't
just
compare.
said Clark Kent. Who had the better
Oh, who
say,
was the
Tyler
better?
Hoechlin?
this is a
or
hot
Tom
take. The
Welling?
chat's gonna hate me for this. I think Tyler Hoechlin,
Tyler,
since
I do
since
too.
like in the modern era, Tyler Hoechlin is the best Superman we've had.
Yeah.
Tyler
in the
Hoechlin's
modern
been my
era.
favorite Superman since season
like,
2 of Supergirl. He
if I
just
have to-
exuded Clark Kentness for me. Like,
If I have to like put like my top 3 favorite Superman, it's Christopher Reeves, Tom
Be
Welling, and Tyler
unbiased.
Hoechlin.
Good top 3.
How?
did you put Tyler Hoechlin at the end?
Yeah.
No.
How?
No, Clark Kent.
Well, this is the good thing about Superman is that there's so many good ones that like
Yes.
you can't really go wrong with
Yeah.
picking up.
I mean,
I can, you can.
I can
But-
think of a really, really good one. He was
Yeah.
on Supergirl. He played Supergirl's daddy.
Oh no. We don't talk about him.
We don't talk
Oh,
about
God.
that guy.
Actually,
Please,
Darren
no.
met him and got his autograph and shook his hand.
No.
no. No.
I said that I wouldn't pay $50 to get his autograph. I was not standing in line with those losers. Okay.
It was people in line.
Oh yeah, he had a long line. People
Look.
talked to him.
Look, outside of his Superman stuff, he's got a lot of other fans of other
Yeah.
things that he's done. I mean, I'm not saying I'm one of them, but I do know people that like
Yeah.
his other work.
Wasn't he like the world's shortest Superman too?
Yeah.
Maybe.
His trunks were humongous.
I will
I
say
hate-
this: I watched Lois and Clark before I knew Dean Cain.
Yeah.
So I liked the show for what it was when I watched it,
And that's
but
fine.
I can't
Yeah.
go watch it again because I hate Dean Cain now.
Also, people would say that Henry Cavill is their number one Superman. How do y'all feel about that?
I mean,
Uh,
Henry's
It's never
cool,
really
but
Superman.
he
I
was-
never got the
yeah.
chance. Yeah.
He's 4.
He was he was Ultraman or whoever.
Dean
All I
Cain
can
is
see-
the last one.
All I see of Henry is like him with the CGI lip talking about some. "Do you bleed?"
That looks so bad, bro.
I think he was the perfectly casted Superman. He just never got the chance to like really
become-
show up.
You know
with
what's
it.
funny to me now
Superman.
is we have AI that can literally make people speak in another language and it looks fine, but they could not get his lip right in a $1 million movie.
They CGI'd a mustache. Like, what the bro?
Kirk Allen, George Reeves, the 2 Superboys, and also Dean Cain are in the bottom of my list of favorite Supermans.
Look, the reason why I like Tyler Hoechlin is other than Christopher, Tyler
Yeah.
is the first Superman that feels like the traditional like comic book
Yeah.
version where he tries to be a good person to a fault. And I
Yeah.
think that is a character trait of Superman that we just haven't seen in any other iteration. Except for My Adventures with Superman, which by the way is also top
So
tier. I love that
good.
cartoon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was really good.
He's probably in my top 5 now as well. He's really
Yeah.
good. And then shout out to Brandon because I think Brandon does a great job as well.
I wish Brandon would have got another shot because I feel
Yeah.
like he didn't
Yeah.
get enough time in that first movie.
100%, yeah.
But if we're talking about like a legacy type of Superman vibe or whatever with his Kingdom Come suit, top tier. That fucking suit is top tier. The Kingdom Come
Looks so
suit,
good.
so good.
The way that they handled him and Tyler in Crisis was like it was hilarious, but I
It's
loved
so
it
good.
because it's like Brandon was so tall, but
Mhm.
Tyler, you're
he
so
built-
short.
I
That
honestly,
photo.
I hated the scene where he's like, "Is this really Superman?" And I was like, "Fuck you."
when he showed up in front of Tom Welling, and he's like,
That's-
oh, and Lois is like,
Also,
oh, he's big. I said,
the crossover events on the Arrowverse are some of the best DC movies we've had over the
100%.
years.
Some
like-
of the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. Earth X. Oh, so good.
Earth
Listen,
X is
I'd-
goaded.
Yeah.
I'd watch
Earth
Earth X over any of the DC
It
movies.
came
I'm
out the
telling
same year as Justice League. How did it
And
beat
was
Justice
better.
League?
And
you. It was better.
way
It was
better than
so
Justice
much
League.
better.
I will say it's better than the Snyder Cut. I think it's better than the Snyder
Yeah,
Cut too.
I do too. Yeah.
Because to be clear, the only thing better in the Snyder Cut, in my opinion, is Cyborg storyline. I think that's a great storyline in the Snyder Cut. Everything else, I could take it or leave it. But the Cyborg storyline, I thought was great.
Uh-huh.
It's too bad Ray Fisher like killed his career because
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, we still have Joy Van Wade, even though right now he's just Vic
they
with-
ruined him in the season of Doom Patrol. I'm sorry, they ruined
He's
him.
just Vic
That's
with-
what y'all talking about.
like. Did he not
Really?
want? Did he not want to like wear the prosthetic anymore or something?
I don't
Probably
know.
not.
I
It's
actually
it's
really like his arc
time-consuming.
this season, but I wish it wasn't his final season. arc.
That's what I'm saying, Darren.
Yeah.
Knowing that it's the final
Yeah.
season, I don't think we're going to get a satisfying conclusion to
And
it. I
that's
think
still
that sucks.
it still doesn't
Yeah.
make sense because if that's just like tech that they put over his like cybernetic enhancements, shouldn't like one half of his face be sticking out because of the skin that went
Look, I would have been okay. Look, I would have been okay if they would have said, if he says he doesn't want to look like that anymore, but they kept like nanite technology inside of him. So
Yeah.
he
They
could
could have
still-
done the Smallville route.
Yeah,
like,
okay. So
they
let me
had
explain
to
why it's a
do-
problem for me in Doom Patrol, because Cyborg in every other iteration, I'm not saying they have to apply that here, but this is why I'm explaining it this way. In every other iteration, he lost like 80% of his body. Like he's
Yeah.
mostly just cybernetics. So the fact that they were able to do all of this stuff to make him look so human on the show when his father could have done that all along felt like such a weird direction for that storyline, because why would you make him look like that if you didn't have to?
Yeah.
And also,
Right.
if he making him human, wouldn't he still be cybernetic under the
That's
skin?
the
Yeah.
thing. Like they said, when it was like, "Where's your cannon?" He's like, "I don't have my cannons anymore."
That doesn't make any
I'm
sense
like,
to me.
you
I-
could, the
sorry.
cannon. You can't. The cannon is something that you formed. So
Yeah.
say they took Grid out, but isn't Grid what's keeping him alive?
Exactly. I don't understand that.
So he should technically be dead. Like, how did they replace?
Yeah.
Like when we saw what he looked like after the accident, which by the way, he looked 100% better than what Ray Fisher looked like in that little like
Yeah.
mock-up that they made. He looked way better. Like I was surprised that they did that on a TV on a streaming budget with like him missing the foot and everything. It looks so real. So like I have to go back and watch that season 1 episode because that looked amazing. Also, that came out when you and that episode came out when you and Paigey were talking about the Godspeed photos from season 5 of The Flash. I remember that day because I was watching both at the same time. You were talking about when Godspeed was like all fat and chunky, fighting Nora, and those set photos that Canada Graphs took. Oh, good times. We not gonna have none of those anymore. But yeah, like seeing him like that, it's like, why would you? That just seems like a waste now because you made him human. You made us realize that his friends, like, they hate him because his friends did not like him. He went to hang out with those friends. They were all dicks except for the one guy that stuck around to help. He's literally, you made him useless on his own team. Like, he was the powerhouse of the team.
I mean, let's be clear here. Let's be clear. Cyborg is probably one of the most powerful people on the Doom Patrol, next to maybe Elasta. I think if she's anything like Plastic Man, she's OP too. Yeah. To be completely honest. But I mean, the second half of this season of Doom Patrol is way better than the first half of it. But I still feel bad because even though they are going to wrap up the storyline, because they did kind of hint that they were going to close it off here or whatever. There are people that love Doom Patrol just like there are people that love Legends. I think they've got some very hardcore fans, and I feel bad that show could exist anyway because it doesn't really matter in the big scheme of the DC universe. And most people that like it that I know didn't read the comic books. They don't know a lot about the characters. They started watching the show on HBO Max and they love it because it is so quirky and weird and fun. And that's what they like about it. And that's one of the things that DC's been criticized about, is not offering variety for their fans. I mean, you can talk about Marvel all you want, but Marvel has a variety of tone. DC just doesn't have that. And Doom Patrol is a show that was so good because of that reason, and something that Marvel does not have. Marvel doesn't have anything like Doom Patrol.
I also found it funny that both Silius Stones, the father of cyborgs, are all from Smallville.
Of
like
course,
Phil Morris was Martian Manhunter, and the one from Justice League was Dr. Hamilton.
True. But Comic Nation Gaming says, I'm going to be so honest, I fell off Doom Patrol after season 2, not because the show was bad, simply because I forgot new episodes were coming out. They do not market the show well. They don't.
No, it's terrible.
It is. And like this season coming back, I was going to start reviewing it until I realized that there's no, it doesn't trend at all. No. Like if I did reviews of it, it would be like, it would rely solely on my return viewers watching it. And I don't think enough people even knew it was back on. So
it's currently airing on the same day as Gen V and Loki. Like no one's going to be watching.
No one's watching that.
By the way,
and I hate it because
I've only watched
on the after
2
party.
episodes.
I've had one person ask about it on the after party. Like one person.
Jeez.
Yeah, I hate it because it is so good. Like it's such a well-written show.
Because all I remember
Episode
you
9 was
talking
probably
about
my
Loki
favorite
and
from the
Gen
whole
V.
show, I think.
Yeah, because people care about that. They don't seem to care about Doom Patrol. I've asked before, and like people don't care. Like this last week was a musical episode, which most people would be talking about. Like a musical episode is controversial in itself. No one's talking about it. And the thing was, it was a good musical episode, but no one's talking about it. Nobody's complaining about it because no one's watching it. No one's watching it.
It's my favorite from the entire show, I think. Like,
I
it was so good.
They
had so many good songs. I was shocked.
Not only that, but let me just put it clear here. Yeah. Some of the actors that we don't see in person are in this episode, and it was really, really, really good.
Yeah, no, it was great.
It was kind of, I think it's because the gap that we had.
Yep.
From
9 months. I could have had a child.
9 months.
I could have had a baby.
Not only that, but some people thought it was some people thought it was season 5 because it came back and they're like, "Oh, is this the new season?" No, it's just the second half of season 4.
It's insane. There's no reason. Like, what else was on Max? What else were they airing?
Nothing.
Nothing.
And keep in
Nothing.
mind, I think they were sitting on this because they were worried they weren't going to have anything to come out in the fall. So they wanted to have something to come out in the fall. But the problem is they sacrificed the fandom. They sacrificed the loyalty of the fans by putting it out so late and not actually promoting it. Because they didn't fucking promote it. That's the other thing.
No.
There was no promotion for this. The cast didn't even know when the show was coming back.
Nope.
They didn't even know. They thought it was canceled.
Comic Nation Gaming says it best. After the first 2 seasons were advertised well, that's because those were literally on DC Universe. They advertised it on DC Universe. When it came to HBO Max and Max, they didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Like that was the problem with Titans. That's the problem with a lot. Like,
well, let's think about this
also. I watched Harley Quinn.
There's no advertising for Aquaman. Like they're not even talking about Aquaman. All the stuff we're getting for Aquaman are the trades talking about it. That's it. There's no advertising for it whatsoever.
The bad Jason Momoa publicity.
Aquaman is going to be a bomb. I'm saying this right now. I don't see any. Yeah, I've seen some too, but I mean, like the studio isn't really doing anything to promote it. Like they aren't engaging with fans or anything like that because the actors can't do it right now, but the fans aren't even engaged with it whatsoever. It's going to be a bomb. Like honestly, I hate it because both Aquaman and Captain Marvel were billion-dollar movies, and I don't think either one of them are even going to make $500,000.
Yeah,
or half.
I was going to
or
say
half
it
a
will be
billion,
a
I should say.
tsunami. It's going to be a tsunami because it's water.
I also think Wonka is going to do a lot better. Like I think
Probably.
Wonka has a lot more of a reach. For
You know
just,
why,
like,
Dan?
families.
You know what I think? You know what I think
Wonka?
it is?
Of course I am. Yeah.
You know what I think? I think
know
the
it.
issue is what we're seeing now is that certain movies don't have fandoms that need to be used in order to sell tickets, and some do. Like, for example, Wonka is a movie that will appeal to a lot of people who don't necessarily care about anything else. They're just going to go out and see it. It's a family movie. Everybody's going to go out and watch it. The superhero movies, you have to have a marketing machine. There has to be a very specific way that you get it out to people because you need the casual people and you need the hardcore fans. The hardcore fans are going to go see it. The casual people may not because they don't know about it. Wonka's going to be fine. I don't think the other movies are going to be that way. Like, I think Color Purple will probably do really well. I don't think Aquaman is going to do well.
Hunger Games comes out like in 2 weeks, and I don't
I'm
think
not
anyone's
watching
seen
it.
that. Like, I'm so excited for that movie, but it's been so long since we've had one. Like, how do you even market like a
I've
movie
never
like
watched
that?
the original one,
It's
so
Really?
Again, where's the marketing for it? Where's the marketing for it?
Yeah.
For me, the reason why I'm not watching is because the whole story with Jennifer Lawrence is done, so I don't see any point watching.
I never saw
Yeah.
those movies. So are they good?
Yeah.
Some of them.
Well,
some
the
are.
first two.
Some
the
of
first
them.
two are really good. The last two aren't that good.
Oh, well.
What was that other movie like Hunger Games that never finished because they were trying to make it into like TV movies? What was it called?
The
Hunger Wars?
Convergent or something like that.
Yeah.
Convergence. That's
something.
it. Yeah, that's it. That's what it was.
I remember
They-
that.
Those movies were such a ripoff of like all the other types of movies like that. It was just
It
like
was.
it was basically Hunger
Divergence?
Games, but with like people. Yeah, it might have been Divergence. I think that was what it
Yeah,
was.
Divergent. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually like those movies.
Oh, I don't think there's
mean-
anything wrong with them, but they're just disposable movies. There's nothing super exciting about them.
I
I
was
heard
kind
they
of
were based off of books. So
I will say this: there is a market for mid-range movies, but the budget has to be mid-range. You can't do like a $150 million movie and say this is a mid-range movie. It's not. A mid-range movie is like a 75 to 90 million in terms of like sales. And we're seeing now that some of those movies are doing good, but then you look at something like Blue Beetle that was one of those mid-range movies and it couldn't even turn a profit. And that's weird as fuck to me because that movie had a lot of hype from the fans. So I'm really curious where they were. Were the fans just tied up at home somewhere? Could they not go out to the theaters? I don't understand. I don't get it. Because it was a good movie. I still think Blue Beetle is one of my favorite DC movies in the last couple of years. And it's really fucking weird to me that Black Adam is the most profitable DC movie since Aquaman.
Yeah.
Just because of Dwayne, probably, right?
Yeah, that's pretty
Like,
much it.
Yeah, Dwayne was what butts in seats.
Unfortunately.
I swear Darren told me that Black Adam was his favorite DC EU movie of all time.
No.
Darren,
No.
Why?
Don't lie to me, Darren. Don't lie to me, Darren.
Suicide Squad all day. Suicide Squad. The Suicide Squad.
I did enjoy that movie, but I only watched it for the.
I mean, I enjoy Black Adam enough. Like, I think it's a fun, like, popcorn movie. Like, it's fun.
Suicide Squad is better than Black Lightning. I mean, not Black Lightning. Black Lightning. Let me not go on a tangent.
The
on that.
Suicide Squad is better.
Blue Beetle. I mean,
The Suicide Squad is better than Blue.
Yeah,
than
I
Blue
agree.
Beetle,
I think the Suicide
Yeah.
Squad is a better movie than Blue Beetle.
But I
mean,
love both. Yeah.
I would say to me, they're both in the top 5. I think for
Yes.
me,
Yeah.
like
Yes.
easily.
If-
But
if-
I think Black Adam should have been Black Adam and Shazam 2 should have been one movie.
Mhm.
That's what I think.
And then do just like a JSA movie.
Well, The Rock didn't want to do that, so
That's
you know.
true.
Yep.
That's true.
And now look
'Cause
at him. Got to make
Clear,
live action Moana.
you could have done.
Back Fast and
you could-
Furious.
You could have adjusted the Black Adam story and the story from Shazam 2 to make it one movie. It would have worked.
Yeah.
It's easy to do that. Because look at the generic characters they had as the villains of Shazam 2, and look at the fucking generic villain they had in Black Adam. They could have easily just do it as a 2-hour movie. And people, like, honestly, it would have been like, I know that The Rock wanted to fight Superman because
Yeah.
that is like he wanted the Henry Cavill Superman battle. I want to see Shazam fight Black Adam because that is the comic book storyline. That's what the fans wanted. You split them off into 2 movies and it didn't make any sense whatsoever.
I just
And
want
then,
a
and then
Justice
what made it worse?
True.
What made it worse is the fact that we saw Dwayne Johnson's Black Adam in the first Shazam. We saw it when the Wizard was doing his little speech. And like when I seen that in the first Shazam, I was happy as hell. I'm like, oh, he's right there. We're gonna get the movie, and I've waited this long and it hasn't happened yet.
And it'll never will.
They even met Super Pets. Oh, don't get me started. I love the
That
Super
movie.
Pets.
I like Black Adam better than Shazam 2 as well. Now that I've watched him back again, I think Black Adam's better than Shazam 2.
Oh, I disagree.
But I think that
I like it
Shazam
because of
2
the Justice Society.
Yeah, that's it. That's the only reason why
That's
for
fair.
me. Hawkman, Aldous Hodge all day. I would
He
have
was so good.
I want
Like,
him to come
look,
back.
Actually, I liked all
I
of it.
hope
Just
he- I did
Dr.
too.
Fate,
I did
Dr.
too.
Fate, like that whole Justice Society. If you would have made a JSA movie and just had Black Adam in the team, I would have been down for it. But that's not
Well,
the way it worked.
Good. I guess sort of good news that the whole Justice League is out, but the JSA is. He never said anything about the JSA, so they could still come back.
I'd be very surprised if they come back after the Black. Look, I said
Yeah.
this when Paige and I argued about this with like Supergirl and everything from the Flash movie. I don't see any executive going, yeah, that movie bombed the fuck out of our studios,
Mhm.
and we're gonna hire those people back to come into another movie. I just
Yeah.
don't see that being the case. I think James Gunn would have to make a massive argument to bring anybody back beyond the big people. Like if we're talking about people that he could bring back easily, that they probably would have agreed to. There's only 2 of them that I can think of. 2 of them: Jason
Blue
Momoa
Beetle.
and Gal Gadot. And what were you gonna say, Darren?
Blue Beetle as well.
Oh yeah, but I mean like from the old old era of films. Like
Yeah.
I think there's only 2 you could argue. Gal Gadot, obviously, because Wonder Woman 84 was
Yeah.
it was a mess, but the first Wonder Woman was amazing. And then
Sure.
Jason Momoa, that was $1 billion movie, and I don't think people dislike him as Aquaman.
No.
And Yaya as Black Manta, I'll take that all day too. So like
Sure.
How is that guy still alive, being wrapped around the neck,
We had this
thrown
conversation.
off a cliff?
It doesn't make sense. We had this conversation. It's never going to make sense.
I mean, I it's a comic book movie. We've seen
Yeah.
worse.
And then he blows up the thing while he's wrapped.
Just don't question it. Just leave it there.
like I could see them bringing some of those people over, but there's no way, even though I like Supergirl and the Flash, where you can go, yeah, let's bring this character back over, considering the movie was the biggest financial bomb in
Yeah.
the history of Warner Brothers. Let's bring her back.
I
Yeah.
I honestly think it'd be like more likely to get like some of those like TV people back. Like
Could you imagine if
like,
they cast
Matt
Melissa?
Ryan. Matt Ryan as Constantine would
Oh,
be
that
my
would
dream.
go crazy.
Yeah, he is
Could you-
Constantine now.
Could you imagine if they announced Woman of Tomorrow and they said Melissa Benoist is
That'd be
reprising her role
insane.
as Supergirl? in that film?
Yes.
Oh, I would go. I would go see it.
I mean, I wouldn't want that, but I'd be hyped.
Wow.
I mean, I feel like I just want like, I
What if they
want
bring?
fresh
What if they bring
faces.
Grant Gustin back?
I wouldn't want that. I mean, like I would be hyped because it's Grant Gustin, but I want someone fresh. And
But they're
on,
playing
like,
a different version.
all
I'd be
these
okay
big
with that.
characters. I want like fresh faces.
Well, I mean,
I would
they-
rather have Grant Gustin than Ezra Miller.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Look, the reason why the Flash movie failed is Grant Gustin was not cameoing in it. That's the whole reason. If Grant Gustin would have been in a cameo, that movie would have made $500 million.
It would have been talked about a lot more.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yep.
I just want to see Grant put on the suit one more time for me. Like
I
I
don't
would
think that's
sit
gonna
there.
happen.
I would
Now-
sit there and watch him get dressed.
I want him to be the Flash for Halloween. Then he can be the
Now-
Flash one more time for the fans.
I would love like Grant as like a Dick Eric. Like I think that would go really hard.
You know what?
They'll do that in the future. Watch.
Yeah.
I think
10
we're gonna
years from
look
now,
back.
we're gonna get another Flash show. And he
Yeah.
gonna be Jay
Comic
Deb.
Nation
I'm telling you
with the
that.
hot. This ain't even a hot. This is like the.
This is a
I
correct
love
take.
seeing.
This is a correct take. This is a
I
correct
love
take.
seeing people asking for Batgirl because I was so excited for them.
I was hyped
I'm
about this,
so
too.
bummed that when
I
they
feel like
scrapped
Batgirl had more
I
buzz
was
around it
pissed.
than Blue Beetle, and they just
Yeah.
trashed it. Like
It did.
it would have done better money wise, and it makes it even.
a lot of
It
money.
makes it
Yeah.
even better because people would have watched it because it was
Yeah.
on Max.
not only that, but can we just like toss out there that movie would have dropped during the height of the Brendan Fraser Renaissance when everybody was talking
Yeah.
about him, and he was
Right.
in the movie, and Michael Keaton would have been
Michael
in this
Keaton was
one.
in the movie.
Yeah,
J.K. Simmons as well.
yeah.
Yeah, J.K. Simmons.
And you can't tell me
Oh
based
my
on the
God.
pictures
That
we've
would've
seen
confused the
because she
hell
had
out of
2
everybody,
costumes
though.
too. We were
They would've really
advertising
see it.
that we were advertising that year 1 suit, but then we see
Yeah.
that she eventually gets the updated suit. It would have been dope. Like the whole thing would have been dope. Like straight up, I would have been so down for it.
And then Stranger with the hot take.
Oh no, now he brings it down. Of course, now he brings it
Oh
down.
God, thanks, Stranger. Because honestly, after
You know what? I'd be
seeing-
okay with that.
No, because after seeing her do all the screaming with Red Death, can you just
Listen,
imagine the
listen,
side ducking
listen.
Javicia what it is?
I just want to see it on screen, but I don't care.
Yeah, I do too. That's why I'm watching that Christmas movie.
I know. I am too.
Merry Christmas to Lance.
I think it's on Lifetime or
It's
own.
on
I don't
Lifetime.
care. I'm
It's Lifetime.
DVRing that. I'm
I-
gonna figure out a way to burn it. I need that in my life. Matter of fact, let me tweet
I've
her.
said that I actually think that Javicia would make a perfect Storm
Yep,
because
I would
she
agree with that.
dressed that black one.
I don't know about perfect, but I wouldn't complain
Yes.
about
No,
it.
no. If you
Yeah.
look at her cosplay,
Oh, I know. I saw it.
you
I mean,
will be
all
reaching
I'm
for
saying is
water.
I'm just saying, like, I don't know
I
if it's
was.
perfect casting.
I
but
was.
it's,
I couldn't breathe.
Oh, it took my breath. Darren couldn't either.
Oh my goodness.
You're putting words in my mouth today. What's going on?
Let's jump to Loki because, like I said, I neglected my channel since Thursday.
Oh, my channel's dead as fuck. I've been neglecting the hell out of my channel. Don't worry about it.
I was focused on
Honestly,
Spider-Man,
I love doing the live streams on Saturdays and talking about it that way. But like making video content to go out now, YouTube doesn't give a fuck about our channels. Like there's
Yeah.
literally no
Yeah.
recommended for anybody unless you're talking shit about something. They're not trying to promote it. That's really
Well,
the way
the
it
great
is.
thing
my
I do
last
reactions.
my last Power Rangers video that I did for Cosmic Fury. Where is it at? Where is it at now? 27 views. The first one I did got
Yeah.
over 700. I did
I'm
Dragon
not
Ball.
lying.
I did the new
I'm
Dragon
telling
Ball
you.
series. I got 13 views. I'm like,
Yeah.
I was talking positively, but when I go
You-
look at people being mad about it,
Yep.
they're getting thousands. I said, why?
If you put up a thumbnail and you're like, people hate this, someone's going to click on it and then YouTube's going to recommend it. That's the way it is. Well, you
let's
try to
start doing
cultivate.
that. I have to pull a Ben.
Yeah, well, that's like
Don't do
looking
it.
like straight up. Like no offense, Ben, if you're watching, you know I've told you about this. Ben is falling down the war stew, like emergency awesome type hole where he's just any
God,
sort of
Emergency
clickbait
Awesome.
news he can make, he's doing it. Look, it gets you views. If you want to do
Yeah.
that, you can do it. I personally, this is why my channel is so quote unquote dead. I just can't bring myself to make
Yeah.
videos
Yeah.
about dumb shit. I just can't do it. So yeah, that's kind of the way it is. But
That's why
it's
I do
unfortunate.
reactions.
What is that, Taj?
I said that's why I do reactions.
I want to do that, but I feel like y'all got to deal with so much like shit from the studios
Copyright and
claiming your,
stuff.
yeah.
I'm so good at editing now. It's just like I
Oh, so you
barely
can,
do
you know
it.
the tricks. I'll have to talk to you then if you know the tricks then, because I don't know about that.
Oh, yeah, like the only thing I have to worry about is like music. That's
Right.
it. I never get hit for like the actual clip itself.
Eric,
But Loki was dope this week though.
it was.
I didn't watch it.
It was a-
I
Before we
still
do
didn't
that,
watch it.
ask 3Dubs how many videos he had to delete off of my channel because I have
Over-
to wait till November 4th to reapply because
Wait.
of all the copyrights.
Oh, you mean for partnership?
Yep. There's like
Yep.
over 70 videos.
You're
that
not
I had to
monetizing. You
delete.
don't have super chats or anything yet.
Nope.
Not yet. I gotta wait
My
till
second
the 4th.
channel already has it.
I was they hit me with they said I was not able to be monetized because of reused content. It was all the copywritten stuff.
It was
So it
you
was
playing
3Dub's
music and
fault.
stuff.
No. It was all him. It was all his
him,
drumming.
Yeah, it was all his
It was,
drumming
it was,
videos.
it was my drumming. It was the Flash movie reviews, like stuff from like. It
So
was
it
like
was
all
3
my
Dub's
old
fault.
drum videos. Yeah, basically.
So it was
he,
3
didn't
Dub's
thor-
fault.
he didn't thoroughly check it first. But I'm like, dang, I can't do drum. So that's
Look,
why I haven't. It
I'm
was the
not trying to
shorts
flex
too.
it. I'm not trying to flex at all, but my second channel, I put in my application for monetization, and 2 days later, I had it. So I'm.
So they
That's
said
what happened
November
with my
4th.
channel.
I haven't posted any shorts. I've been super careful. I've been super
YouTube
careful.
is wilding. Look, they've apparently got this music thing now, this deal where you can do that, where you can use music like TikTok does. But I don't know if it's worked for everybody yet. I know some channels you can do it.
I don't even.
They
touch
told
it.
me I couldn't repost my videos from TikTok because it has the TikTok watermark, so that counts as reused content. I said, even if it's my face.
Well, because they probably want you to upload the core video without the TikTok watermark, if you could do that. But I will say this.
That's what I do.
The one thing about TikTok and Instagram and places like that is the way they get around it is they do that licensing with the record labels, and YouTube has not done that until recently. So I wish they would hurry up and do it so that way when you make a video, they will just pay out the license for that, so we don't have to worry about copyright claims. It's really really annoying.
Every time I make
videos
for every time
I'm
I make
Darren.
every time I make intros for
He looks so different in his picture.
Did somebody kick Eric out?
No.
Oh, he left.
I don't know, but Loki.
I didn't watch Loki, so y'all can. I forgot.
Oh my god. Well, I will say I
don't care about the spoiler. Oh my god, Darren.
Loki season 2 episode
Season 3.
Loki season 2 episode 3.
Episode 5.
I love this episode. It was weird seeing that Kang basically came from my hometown in 18 something.
I'm not gonna lie. I know you're talking about Loki, but Darren, this picture taking me over.
It looks like Darren.
That's messed up.
That looks like Darren to me. I don't know why. Darren, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Racist?
Did you kick Eric out 3 Dubs?
No.
He just left.
He left.
No. I think his computer shut down on him.
Is that Buzz Lightyear?
It used to be. I don't know. I don't know what he is now.
It looked like Sausage Party for a second.
I don't know about that movie, but Loki. And this will count as my.
Like Jesse gave him that thing.
This will count as my review. So
okay, let me turn my camera back on.
Oh goddamn! Hold on, I gotta put my food down.
No, you don't. But we pick up in 1868. That's an odd year to say. We pick up in 1868 with Ravonna and Miss Minutes. First of all, can we talk about how down bad Miss Minutes was for Victor Timely? How down bad she is for Kang in general. That CGI clock likes her dark meat. That's all I'm gonna say. Like she wants Cuz so bad. But
that was the wildest thing I've heard you say.
Kang wants Ravonna, but Ravonna is too dumb to realize like he's literally like your friend. So then you said, yeah, this is gonna be a nice partnership. So then you get put on a boat by yourself.
You could say that she was down majorly bad. Jonathan Major.
You are so corny. Oh, but she was though. Like she put her face on a mannequin and said,
"It was so creepy.
I could be your girlfriend." And Victor Timely's just like Victor's just like, I don't think that would be expedient for.
Okay,
then,
so
then here comes Ravonna coming in with the proto what do they call it? The proto Potter. What do they call them? I'm drawing a blank on what those things are. They erase you. She came in with his prototype. How did she get? She was rowing that boat and she was soaking wet though. I said, did you swim halfway?
This is the weirdest review you've ever made.
but it was seriously though, it was good seeing Ravonna back. It's good seeing Miss Minutes back because we haven't seen her in about 2 episodes, so it's good seeing them back. But they drop off the book, the TVA manual. They drop it off to a young Kang, basically setting in motion the time loop, if you will. So Loki and Mobius show up in 1863, but move to 1893 in Chicago, in that same area, because that's where she was pinged at. They overhear a newspaper boy talking about a ghost clock and see an article with Miss Minutes on it. From there, they stop for Cracker Jacks. They crack a few jokes with each other. I will say I love the chemistry between Tom Hiddleston and Owen. Like, those two together are like perfect. I can't wait to see if Owen really is in there. Like, if Mobius is in Deadpool 3, I would love to see how he reacts with what's the man's name? Ryan Reynolds with Deadpool. I would love to see the way he reacts with them. I thought that was really, 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 really good. Darren, give me your thoughts on that. Like that first, those first few minutes with Loki and with Mobius, and just walking around that time period. The dressing for that scene, like the set that they used. I thought the sets were amazing this episode, like how they really brought that time period back to life. Like, I was joking with my wife and I said, that must be Roseland right there. Like, that's the hood of Chicago around, like around my area. So yeah, Darren, what did you think about like all of that, like that whole backdrop and the scenes and how they were just interacting together? What did you think? Speak, Darren.
I'm backstage. Okay.
Oh, I forgot.
I couldn't. No,
I thought you could still talk backstage. The mic's unmuted.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what happened. Well, like, they couldn't hear me. No, I thought this episode. No, I mean, I like, that was my favorite stuff of the episode, because I think the like Loki and like the Morbius stuff is always my favorite stuff back and forth. So that was just a lot of fun, and I love the scene, and I think it's going to come back, if not in this season, a future project or like whatever. I really loved the scene between those two, and like they're looking at the like statues of Thor and Odin. And that felt like the first time in a while that it felt like Loki was looking back at his roots, where he came from. And this season does feel like this season feels like there is such a like effort to like bring Loki back to kind of where he was. Obviously, like, they're keeping all of the growth that he went through in the first season, but also bringing back some of the like mischief, magical ways that he was in the past. So the reason why we fell in love with him in the first place, and his history with Thor and Odin, and like we've heard the rumors that they want to get Thor and Loki back together again at some point. And it does feel like we are building to that. And I did think it was just a really nice cornerstone to build off the rest of the episode. Because, like, again, this episode does a lot with Kang, especially in Miss Minutes. And I do think there was a little bit of a backseat with Loki, but I think that opening stuff was very good.
Yeah, I like how they balanced it out, because I was starting to think that this episode was going to be like a Victor Timely, Ravonna, Miss Minutes thing. Like, I thought it was just gonna be like revolving around them. But guys, give me 1 second. Darren, keep talking about your thoughts. Give me 1 second. I gotta run and handle something real quick.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I thought this episode did kind of feel like almost like a special presentation for Kang. Like, he was fully on display. He was fully in charge, and I think this was kind of like one of the episodes that we've been kind of missing in a while, right? Obviously, Kang was an Ant-Man. Kang, obviously, there's been some weird stuff with Mr. Jonathan Majors. Obviously, some news came out today as we're recording and stuff. So, like, again, Kang. It's been weird, but I think Kang really needed not only the last couple episodes, but like this episode to really handle things, to really bring people back. And, Kang is supposed to be like the future threat of the MCU. We're obviously leading, everything we're doing right now is leading to Kang and Secret Wars and all this kind of stuff, the Kang dynasty. And again, after Ant-Man, I wasn't sure if I was ready for that. I wasn't sure if we were ready for Kang to be the head honcho, but I think this episode proved that he can be that guy, that Jonathan Majors, if he stays or if he doesn't, Kang is a threat, and he can lead everything. So So yeah, I'm very, very curious to kind of see where we go next. I don't know where everyone else went. I also think it proved that like Jonathan, again, if he does stick around and if he is like a threat kind of going forward, or if he is like still in the show, that like he has the acting chops to stick this thing out and be like, he is like, I think this was him at his best. Like I thought that Jonathan absolutely killed it. Lance, you're back. What did you think of Jonathan Majors' performance in this episode? Because I thought he was absolutely incredible.
I loved it. I loved every single minute, because I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, he's really he's making every single variant of Kang. He's making it his own. I love that. He's making every single variant like its own iteration of the character, which is how it should be. You're a multiversal variant, a timeline variant. You should not act like yourself. You know, you shouldn't act like the first version we've seen. So we've seen him be Kang. We've seen the one, He Who Remains, you know, eccentric, you know, just the regular Kang is like a habitual liar. So like it's great. And then all the other ones that we saw at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp, we get Victor Timely. He's eccentric, kind of nervous. He talks in a weird cadence. Like, it took me a while to get used to the way that he was talking that entire time. Like, it was really, really cool to see. But yeah, Victor Timely, like I was sitting there the entire time, like, I need more of this. You guys told me that he's going to be showing up more, and I'm glad to see that he went back to the TVA with Loki and all of them. And speaking of which, did you speak about how Sylvie was just like out for blood?
I did not.
But Sylvie had the best character progression this episode. The best she had Kang, she had Victor Timely dead to rights twice. The first time got away. The second time she let him go. She let him go because she realized at the end of the day, this is the right thing to do. He created the loom. Let's jump to that right quick. Seeing the prototype loom that he created, that was so dope. But seeing that he was basically like the guy back in the day, like the con man that sold the snake oil. He sold a man mechanical pants.
Yeah, he's really good.
Like, he was a con man. And when I realized, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, oh yeah, so yeah, you know, he makes a lot of stuff. Then I realized none of this crap actually works. Like, you're a con man, and you're happy about that. Like, you're like they said, he's the man that sold snake oil back in the day at these different fairs and whatnot. Like, to know that Victor Timely would eventually go to become He Who Remains, like, you control all of time. You came from this. That's crazy. But it also makes me wonder, and I asked you guys in the chat, what is this Nathaniel Richards? Like, where does that come in at? Like, are they taking their own liberties with Kang? Like, and I know Victor Timely is another one of his aliases from the comics, but I don't ever remember Victor Timely being a kid in 18 something from Chicago, Illinois. So like, is they just gonna make Victor Timely his actual name?
It does kind of feel like Victor. I do think Victor is going to be our main Kang, like our big main version that we follow, because I do think it's very smart to have him appear in a show. You can have these next 4 episodes to make us really fall in love with this villain. So when he does ultimately appear against Sam Wilson and Ant-Man and stuff, like, we also care about this guy just like we cared about Thanos. And I think seeing him grow up and making him this kind of con man, he doesn't really know where he's at. I thought that scene with him and Sylvie was very good because it showed he can read right through people. He knew exactly what to say to keep Sylvie from killing him. Like, he knew what made her tick, and that was free will. And he's like, I'm going to spill all about free will, and hopefully she'll let me go. And he was right. And I think he's going to be using that a lot against the Avengers. I think he's going to know what makes them tick, what makes them go, what are their goals and their motives. And I'm so excited to see it.
No, seeing the way he said, don't judge me for what, basically, like, don't judge me for what another version of me did. I'm like, bro, you're a freaking genius. And this acting is like, he was literally terrified because she had a knife to his throat. Like, he's like, don't judge me for what I did. I'm like, bro, you are dead to rights right now. She has every right to slit your throat, but she took the high road. Now, seeing that she kicked Ravonna, to the
That was
end
a
of
really
time.
good moment. Yeah.
Kicked Ravonna to the end of time. And we see Miss Minutes come back. First of all, Ravonna, why are you still talking to Miss Minutes after she convinced Victor to leave you in a boat?
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't give him no play. And she thought she was gonna get some booty.
Major, some
Like, it's weird. Like it's
Yeah.
weird. And yes, Comic Game Nation Gaming, I agree. I don't think the Kang that we saw in Ant-Man and the Wasp was the real Kang.
I would hope it's not him. He kind of sucked.
Yeah.
He
Well,
got
like,
killed by
I don't,
ants.
I don't know when we're gonna see like the
Yeah.
real Kang, but I know that was not the real one either.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think it's gonna be
Whoa.
very
I mean, to each his own. I wasn't really a huge fan of that version, but you know.
same.
But I would say I will give this episode a strong 9.5 out of 10.
Will
I
the
love
real
it.
King please stand up?
I will give this episode gets a strong 10 out of 10. The talks between Mobius and Ravonna,
Yeah, they
basically
really good.
him trying to beg and plead with her to do the right thing, and they're just standing on their own morals. Like I believe Ravonna wants to do what's right, but she's just going about it the only way that she can. The only thing she knows is the TVA. The only thing she knows is these other timelines are impure. They have to go.
Yeah.
They have to go. So in her mind, she's doing the right thing. But in Loki and Mobius and Sylvie and everybody at the TVA now, they want to save these timelines because they are right. These are lives. These are people's lives that we're just wiping out of existence.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I get it. I get it. Can we just do a shout out for the bidding war? And I'm sitting there thinking like, dang, that was a lot of money back then.
Oh yeah, $1,000.
I said I'd be lucky if I could keep $1,000 after paying rent. Like I'm like, that was a lot of money back in the day. That was crazy. But yeah, I give this episode a strong 9.5 out of 10. I wish the other two guys would come back.
Yeah, what happened?
Loki's over. Sexy chocolate with the exclamation points is back. Loki
It was a
review
review
is
about
over.
you guys, so that
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a
You haven't
timestamp.
seen it?
Nope.
Wow.
Why?
So they ditched us. But me and
Why?
Derek give it a 9.5 out of 10. He doesn't think it's getting renewed for a season 3, so he doesn't
Based
watch
on
it
what
anymore.
y'all say,
That
I give
is-
it a 9.
That is so dumb, 3 Dubs. I'm so sorry.
By the way, he put words in the mouth.
I love
he
you.
did.
That is so dumb.
He put words in my mouth. I didn't say that. Not for Loki. For Gen V, who was on season 1.
I mean, that's fair, but also kind of like I think the journey is waiting to see if it gets canceled. Because listen, if it does get canceled, then you have to come on here and be like, I love the show. How dare they cancel it? Turn that anger into content.
I just hate watching shows without a conclusion.
That's fair. I suppose.
I
I still
guess.
think it's dumb, but that's fair.
Eric's computer.
That's why
most
I
likely
knew Gotham
died,
Knights
so-
wasn't worth watching because I knew it was going to get canceled.
You watched it though. You watched it every night. You were calling me while you were watching it, telling me how good it was.
Liar.
Wait,
Am
talking
I
about watching
lying?
what? Watching
Geek
what?
Drums is lying
Am
about
he calling
I
me
lying?
watching?
about Gotham Knights. Me
Oh.
watching every night, calling him. No, I don't even
That
have
was
his
us
phone
and
number.
Taz. That was me and Taz every night as it aired.
I thought you were talking about
Good old
Smallville again.
days. Good old days.
Smallville. I love Smallville.
Let me tell you something now. If 3 Dubs ever called me talking about Smallville, I'm hanging up the phone.
I don't have either of your phone numbers, so how can I actually call you?
Can't you make like Twitter
Do you
calls
want
now
to,
or
but still.
something?
Do you want my phone
I'm
number?
not calling on Twitter.
Can you call me
that's
though?
so dumb.
No.
Oh,
I know, right? If you want somebody's number, just ask. I can number.
I mean-
I get asked out all the time, you know.
You get asked all the time.
Oh, I thought
No, I
you
do
said
get
asked
asked a lot.
out. I thought you said I get asked
Can I-
out
can
all
I
the
have-
time.
Tosh, can I have your number so I can text you for no reason?
I mean, we have each other on Facebook, so we could just like,
Facebook. I don't even own the Facebook. What's that?
well, us 3 do, I guess.
It's a book with your face on it.
I don't want
this.
that.
Watch this right now.
Don't you have a high school yearbook? It's pretty much
Yes,
like that.
and it's in boxes, so nobody can see it. Thank you.
You have an afro.
No, I didn't. I had a high top fade looking like I was from the 80s. It was crazy.
You had Miles Morales dreads.
I had that after my yearbook. Are you calling him right now?
Hello? Hello?
No.
Hello? God, who was that? Who was that? Oh my goodness.
That was Darren.
I was so
Damn, why that ain't
terrified.
me?
Let me see. Let me see if I can call people. Can you call people
You
on
can call
Twitter
people
yet?
on Instagram.
Oh yeah. Hold on. We're so bored.
We got like 15 minutes left.
You
we gotta talk
can't
about
call
Gen V.
people on you can't call people on Instagram.
Yeah, you can.
You can FaceTime them or whatever that thing go.
Where's that?
See the
But I
little
thought-
phone on the messaging thing? That's how you call people.
I heard it. I heard my missed message. I heard my missed message.
Who do
That
you
was so
send?
good.
Who do you send it to?
I
Why?
called you 3 times.
Why? This fool calling me?
Answer it.
No.
I don't have my phone with me because we're
No,
on live
Comic
streaming.
Nation. The comics are not a thing anymore. They were discontinued. Answer
I
the
didn't
phone,
read them
Taj.
anyway, so
Answer the phone, Taj.
no, because I'm on my
do we-
personal
we have-
Instagram. I don't feel like switching over.
Do we want to talk about Gen V for like 15 minutes?
Yeah,
Yes,
Sure,
first-
go ahead.
Gen V. This episode was nuts. Being inside her brain, basically.
I
What?
love being at her head. Wait, time out. Time out. Hold on. It wasn't like that. Nah, hold on. I'm gonna just stop. That's not what I meant, y'all. Listen.
I don't believe you.
I mean,
19 inches of Gen V. That's
You know what? I'm gonna keep it PG.
Yeah, the show is awesome.
No, this episode was crazy because
This
is
that
so
soldier
good.
that soldier boy cameo, bro.
skittle her diddle. I mean, fiddle her diddle. Flip the bean. I'm basically.
Bro,
your
I
boyfriend.
was
It's so
dying.
good.
I'm
They let
basically
him
your
go.
boyfriend. If you die in here, you die for real.
I
at
bet
any
half
moment,
of that
your
stuff
head
was
can
not
pop.
on a
And
script.
then proceeds to get killed.
I guarantee that was not on the script. They
So,
just let
like,
him
what
go.
did she do to her brother? Like, that's what I want.
I think
Remember, she touched him and told him don't come back. Like she told him go away. So he's
Yeah.
just gone.
Yikes!
Lurk in the
That is
woods for
insane.
Did they
for-
like? Did
for
they have
9
an
years.
this? Did her mom have an industrial grade like safe
Yes.
door as her?
Yes, dude. That door was thick, bro. Like they opened it, and I was like, "Yo, what the yo?"
He's like, you stay
I was
right
like,
there.
"It's not. It's your fault. She has those powers in the first place. How you gonna get mad at the power
Yeah.
she got?"
Exact. Like that's what I don't get. Like the parents get all scared and freaked out. You shouldn't have shot her up.
yeah.
Like the thing that's pissing me off with Marie and her sister, it'd be one thing if like Marie was like playing around with her powers and knew about her
Yeah.
powers and killed the parents, but she didn't know. It's your
Could've
parents' fault.
She just
It
came
happened.
on a period. Like
Right, and didn't know what the hell she was doing. Her mom
Yeah.
scared her. KO. She got fatality. But like, god dang, bro. All the parents in this universe just suck.
They all suck.
yeah.
I mean, also didn't talk about Mr. Andre. Mr. Andre was playing the field a long time ago.
I said that. I actually had that. I said
Yeah.
that. I forgot
Well,
which
first
episode
of all,
I said
the
it
fact
was in.
that the memories could interact with them, and that one kid's just dead now.
Yeah, he didn't come back with him.
Rufus is gone.
He's gone.
That's not Rufus.
That's not Rufus.
Oh, no?
That was the other dude. That was
Rufus
the
is
other
the
dude.
one who got his junk blown off, but then kept beating it with a bat, screaming "Jumanji!"
I'll be honest. I thought that was him. I'll be
Mm.
I'll
But
be
the
honest, I
other
thought it
kid's
was
just
him.
like he's dead. Like
He's dead. Like
he
he's
got
gone.
killed. He got killed by Golden Boy's ghost. He's like, yeah, you know, I knew.
I actually had a theory that him and Kate was messing with each other.
I
prior
knew the
to
whole.
Golden
I knew the
Boy.
whole time.
Yeah.
I did too. 'Cause
I was sitting there
this isn't- I think I said this to Darren, like when we was on his video. I was like, I think something was going on between them prior to. Just the way he was looking at her in that first episode, I was like, nah.
Happened
something
really
happened.
quickly.
Right. And then we found out that there was a thing. And I'm just like, the crazy thing is that, like, you know how fandoms are. For some reason, Kate gets no hate, but everybody hating on Andre online. And I'm sitting here like, yo, I hate social media. I hate it.
Marie said, is this why you were such an errand boy to him? I said, dang, can't catch no break. Y'all, you skittled her diddle and play with her hot dog and skittled their diddle. And then now it's just like you're just discovering so much. Your relationship is so terrible right now. Like,
so
damn,
I got a
this
question, right? Episode 7 in what, 2 days?
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all think we lose anyone before the season finale or in the next 2 episodes?
Oh, Andre dies 100%.
I don't think so. I don't think so. They got the whole storyline with him and his dad. I don't think they would kill him off.
Can we just laugh about the fact that like Crickets just like had sex with a crazy dude?
Can we talk about
And she
the
turned
puppet?
into a goddamn
Can
puppet.
we talk about the that threw me off so much?
His
Let me
face,
tell you something.
his face when she turned into a puppet, he was like, huh?
I had to cut that part out my reaction, and I'm probably gonna put up the just a clip on Twitter or something of me reacting to that because I was like, "What in the fuck is going on?"
That took me out. I was like, "What is happening?"
I'm like,
It
you're
was so
crazy.
good,
Like
though.
talking about something like this was his first. You like that?
Stranger, I don't think Marie dies. She's the main character.
She's the main
Oh,
character.
no.
And you know how
And
much
if they
hate they
kill
would.
off Jazz Sinclair, I'm
No,
right.
if you kill off the black lead, the black female lead, Amazon will be
LGBTQ plus.
They literally they checked every box. You kill her off, you're getting canceled.
Sam's not dying. There's no way.
I think Kate might die, and as much as I love her, I don't want it to happen. But I think
Kate
she might
becomes
be
a
on the
full-on
top.
villain.
I don't think so.
I think Kate is our like Dark Phoenix.
Kill the
I think
kill the evil teacher, whatever her name is.
Yeah, I don't think any of our kids die. I think they're too.
so. You
strong
think Golden
together.
Boy was just it?
Yeah,
I don't want any of them to die.
I would have hated like when you read your script. Oh, I'm in the first episode, and then I'm just in flashbacks and dream sequences.
Well, the only reason why
I die.
Like this universe, like no one's safe in this universe. I get it; it's the first season, so I don't think they will kill off any of them. But I'm not. It's not out of the realm of disbelief. Like I think it could happen.
Well, I said in my video this week, I would not be shocked if they somehow brought back Golden Boy, because it seems like they really like him as an actor. Like he's in the video where they're announcing the second season. Maybe they do some kind of thing.
It's probably flashback stuff.
Maybe
he exploded. I can't see them bringing him back. Like,
I mean,
he's gone.
Maybe they could like revive him or something. Like I don't know. I don't know.
And the fact that we found out the only reason why he was strong is because they was taking the blood from Sam, which means that Golden Boy isn't physically strong at all. He just got the fire powers.
Yeah.
Which means, man, nah, son, because Sam is the Incredible Hulk. Like that.
Yeah. I think half of these kids could take out Homelander. I really do think. Like, I think Kate and Sam could take him out.
Oh, Marie too. If she learned how to blood bend and control his blood,
blow up his dingaling,
blow up his body, just blow him up. Kate can tell him to kill himself.
Yeah, she could.
Or she can get in his mind because you see her powers.
Enough, yeah.
Yeah,
she's like really powerful.
They were just stuck in her head.
That's the cool thing about the show. That's why I keep saying they got to X-Men before the MCUs, because that's pretty much what these characters are. And the fact that we're going to see an evolution of those powers in season 2.
X-Men evolution.
Like
X-Men evolution.
It's no way they didn't think about Marie's character and be like, a lot of people's going to be comparing her to Katara from Avatar. Let's just go full on blood bending with her. I guarantee you she's going to blood bend someone by the end of the season.
I'd blood bend somebody. Didn't she already technically pulse?
Did you die? What happened?
No. It's 3 dubs. Fiddling his diddle back there.
Listen. Marie can blood bend me, man. I'll take it. Just don't blow my stuff up.
I swear. If Jordan dies, I'm done.
Exactly.
Oh, Jordan's
They're-
top 2 characters for me at this
Yeah,
point. Like,
they're my
no.
favorite character. I'm done.
Marie, Jordan, and Kate. That's my top 3.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Same probably.
They kill any one of those, I might be done.
I think
Like
if
I
anyone
love
dies,
all of the characters. I love all of the characters, but it's just like except the adults.
I think if anyone dies, it's probably Andre. But I don't think Andre dies.
I don't think
I
they
hope
kill
he.
him. It might,
Although
it might
his,
be-
I mean,
it might
his
be
actor
Cricket.
did just get canceled for
I
commenting.
think they'll.
on,
I think they'll recast him. I think they'll recast him. Because I've been seeing hate for the character, and I'm like, all right, I know the actor did something, but he's not the character. You can separate it. I get some people can't, but
Thanks,
I can.
Super Dude. That's why I
So-
strive to have great streams. Thanks, Super Dude. And nobody can handle Jordan dying. Like I couldn't either. Like
No. I mean,
I
like
would
she's our
flip.
main like love interest, right? Like they wouldn't. I don't
But-
think they would.
Not just a love interest too, like actual,
Yeah.
like a full-fledged character.
Character,
too.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like, if they was just a love interest, then I'd be like,
They're
yeah, they
great,
gone.
yeah.
But like, nah,
yeah, she wants
That's
to get
fair.
rid of him. He wants to fiddle her diddle.
they're probably the most powerful. I don't know, man. They're probably the most powerful character.
I think Kate. I think Kate's like.
Marlon said he thinks Polarity dies. I would not be opposed to that because I don't
Okay,
like Polarity.
that I can see. Like his dad dying.
Yeah, a
and then
parent
him-
could die, sure.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm just saying, like in the main, I don't think
Yeah,
any of the mains
like,
are gonna die.
teens.
But if we're counting like family members and stuff, yeah, I think Polarity could die, and that would
Yeah, I
send
don't-
Andre down like a villain arc almost. Like this school
I
was
can see
responsible for my dad, but then at the same time, my dad was shady with them anyway.
He don't
Yeah.
like his dad anyway.
That's what I'm saying. But like, I feel
care
like he
less.
would feel some type of way.
I mean,
Yeah,
nobody wants
if
their
his dad
to
died, I'll
die,
probably be
but-
like, good. Even though that sounds bad, but I'd
wow.
be like,
Yikes.
that.
good.
I don't care about really any of the adults.
they can all die, especially the other lady supposed to be in this episode this week.
Yeah.
Her and Dean Shetty, they both could be shady the whole episode. I'm just sitting here like, okay,
Wow,
Right,
you
right.
really hate parents.
what's the purpose?
I don't
We
know,
should-
but guys, we're gonna wrap
We
it up.
should rank
for
the
today.
characters after the season end.
That'd be fun.
We should. We will. But we are gonna wrap the stream up for today. It's been fun. What about Rufus? Who cares about Rufus? His little creepy.
Rufus can get bodied too. I hope he go.
But
That petty. I ain't gonna say
we
the full
had
word.
a-
I'm gonna get.
today was a good stream. Good stream. I want to thank DJ Eric for stopping in on us. You know that was fun. I want to thank
And the
my.
Brump are leaving.
I want to thank my regulars for being here and twerking it out with me.
Yeah.
We will be. Who just made that noise?
Taj.
Taj
My
is off
bad.
stream drinking beer. Watch.
I actually don't drink. Thank you.
He has a bottle of vodka. in
Then
his
it
hand
was
right
Darren.
That is not
I-
even vodka.
now.
It is,
Definitely
sparkling,
not
it
me.
is sparkling blackberry juice. Thank you.
I'm sorry, but
I don't
Yeah,
drink. You know?
we will see everybody next Tuesday, same time, same
Debatable.
back channel, same crazy people.
Me still simping as usual.
Hopefully the strike might be over with by next week, and we could sing praises.
And then Lance will dream about Javicia.
Duh.
I ain't gonna say nothing about my dreams. I'm gonna keep it to myself.
Stranger should be 2 of us, I think. At least 2 of us.
Will any of you guys be on the council creators tonight? Nah, cause I be wanting to, but y'all don't go live until like 9:30. I'll be like, that's bedtime for me, man.
Why you go to
Darren
bed
said
so
he's
early?
quitting this week.
You said what?
I am.
I will be there for like
You said
an
what,
hour.
Lance?
Why you go to bed so early?
Because I usually record around 8:39, except on Tuesdays, and then like I adjust my schedule so I go to sleep early so I can get up early to edit and everything.
This is a long outro. I'm sorry.
You know, listen, bro. Listen. unlike y'all.